everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon, and I'm back today with another episode of Call of Cthulhu, Nameless Horrors. We've got a full cast and crew back of us, at long last, to get into some terrible things that are about to happen, mainly to Pruitt, but also to everyone else here. So let's go around the cast and crew, let's figure out who we are, who we're playing today. We've got Redundant UK back of us tonight. How you doing, Redundant?
I'm so full. Oh my god, Will. I had to just eat so many sausages.
Did you feel like you had to? There was no choice.
Had to.
Yeah.
Dude.
It was a temporary insanity.
I was always taught you had to clean your plate, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, I was never taught that, but I like to.
I taught myself.
Yeah. There was just so much sausage and mash. It was just, I'm struggling to breathe. It's just, I'm just going to stay in this corner for a bit while my body
process.
My body processes it, yeah.
Amazing. Well, it suits Sloan because, Sloan's a creepy guy who sits in the corner. So talk to us a little bit about Sloan.
I'm not sure if he eats as much sausage as I do, though. So Sloan is, as Will has already said, is a creepy, kind of clairvoyant kind of guy who is very interested in the occult, studies it and everything like that, and part of Caligula. And he has a very special talent that if he noms on a person, then he kind of can see a vision or something like that. That's pretty much Sloan. He's not particularly charismatic.
Incredible.
Am I supposed to be hearing something?
Don't worry about it.
No, I worry.
Oh dear, we got Donovan back to us today. Don, how you doing, my man?
I am great. It's Wednesday. I look forward to this all week. And we have everybody back, which is super exciting. Some bad stuff is going to happen. I'm ready to go with Garen O'Kayan, the ex-priest who is now something of a muscle for the Catholic Church. He hunts cultists, but his muscle's a little weak right now. He's sick from this fungus.
Not feeling so good. His sword is huge. His lungs are not at small. Yeah, not at full capacity. Amazing. We've also got Greg back with us today. Greg, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm having a blast, man. It's Wednesday. Like I said, if we need to start recording the green room pre-show because it's hilarious. I'm laughing into this because I'll be crying soon. Can't wait to play. Grimjack 21502, playing Jolly the driver. We've got our lockpick back. We're probably going to need her because we're going to lose the doc real soon. Let's go.
Amazing. Oh, and before we let you go, Greg, your thoughts on last night's Bachelor finale?
Oh my god. Now wait a minute. When you said that online, did you see the second after show?
Yes.
It was the craziest, most batshit insane thing I've ever seen in my life. If they want to do a study on a psychopath, watch that entire season. That guy's out of his fucking mind.
Recommended watching if you enjoy Call of Cthulhu this season of The Bachelor. Lindy, back from her travels. How are you, Lindy?
I am fantastic. I had a wonderful honeymoon in Japan, but I am super excited to be back. So happy to be here. I can't wait to get back, Will, into the mind of the wonderful, crazy hobo, Lockpick Lou. I hear we're at some kind of auction house. Mm-hmm. That usually means there's lots of shiny things to steal, and that is one of Lou's favorite things to do. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully she gets back with the group pretty soon. I have no idea what you had her doing while they were gone, so this will be great.
Yeah, nothing to worry about whatsoever.
No!
Great stuff. And last but not least, we have Pruitt back with us today. Pruitt, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing a lot better than my character is, so we should go ahead and cue up the funeral music, probably.
Yeah.
We'll see, but... Dr. Alan Pierce, he only was doing what he thought was right, trying to save as many people as possible while inflicting the least amount of damage, and even if it's just to himself. So I can't wait to see where this goes and how wide the blood splatter goes when his head pops. So my money's on 7.5 feet. So we'll see.
Oh dear, Dr. Pierce, opening the Necronomicon for the second time. That can only go well today. Before we get started, shout out to our sponsors, dndice.co.uk. Go over there to their site. Get 5% off on all their beautiful dice and accessories. We're giving away a set of platinum dice from D& Dice, so check it out, enter into the giveaway, and enter for a chance to win. Also, you can interact with today's show. If you haven't followed yet, hit the follow button and join us. We hit 20 followers today. You guys in chat get to decide something which happens next in our game. Also, here's a tweet for you guys. Thank you, I appreciate it, my man. Here's a tweet for you guys. 20 retweets, viewer decision. Let's get that going. Let's screw these guys. Now that Lou's back, everything's going to get about 10 times madder, I assume. And of course, you can donate to affect the game. Give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges. And lest we forget, the Table of Tentacles is now in effect. Written by you guys, created by chats. This table is ready for as many hentai tentacly goodness that you can bring to it.
A resplendent
It's
offering.
the first time I've actually seen this
It's
table,
incredible.
and the first thing is the milky tentacle.
That
It's
was
not
my
gonna be
submission.
well.
That was my submission.
If that's number one, it's not going to go
You know,
well.
everyone thought that they were going to be like crazy end game, destroy your life. A lot of them are actually really useful. We had 2 last night. One of them gave us hugs. The other one gave us a tent. So, I'm just saying, you guys in chat as well.
Not tentacle.
Exactly. I have to warn you, there are about 5 of them that make that pun. They were all equally amazing. Let's get through these donations here. That time, again, donates £8, Wild Magic Surge, and a nat 1 for Greg. Oh. It's okay. It's not like he needs help. Also, we've got Israel, a £30 donation. Wild Magic Surge for all, but 2 for Kip. Have a jolly good time. Oh dear, Israel. Alright, let's get through these Wild Magic starters to start here. You guys can roll them. I'll run through what happened the last week on the show. So, the party were with Sloane and other Sloane from an alternate timeline as they'd fallen into a land known as Limbo, a land away from all time. The land, perhaps, before time, but it's not anything to do with that wonderful TV cartoon series when I was a kid, alas. But it is about as sad as when Littlefoot's granddad died, so there's that. They opened the gate into a portal beyond, and entered into Abhoff's lair, this creature which lies beyond and below the Miskatonic Valley. They entered into an auction for the Golden Ferronnier, an item of great power which is said to be able to move one out of limbo because it can control time and space itself, an item of Abhoff's own creation. They went to this auction house and they met with the auctioneer, Gabriel Chapman, a gentleman who appears to be running this place. Although this auction is a little different from your normal auction. You see, any item that one is bidding upon, you fight to death with everyone else in order to get it. Sometimes there is just 2 people bidding on an item, they just go at it claw on claw. Occasionally there's whole mobs of people that will fight one another, brutally ripping off limbs, tearing out one another's eyes, pulling out tongues in as visceral and brutal way as possible to get to these items of power. And of course the one item at the top of the bill, which is the most bidded upon item, is the Golden Ferronnier, which the party greatly desire. Now, Dr. Alan Pierce has the Necronomicon in his possession, left over from former Sloane, who managed to delve into madness and discover this book, or perhaps it discovered him. Either way, Alan lost 20 sanity points and is now down to 16, and however, this cost of sanity came with a reward. It gave him great knowledge of the occult, boosted many of his statistics in a meta sense, but also gave him access to a great deal of knowledge about the Golden Ferronnier. He knows within this book, within the Necronomicon, that the Golden Ferronnier can be brought to him, taken away from its hidden and sealed away place with Gabriel Chapman, and summoned to him. It seems as though the Golden Ferronnier is a key to the Necronomicon, or perhaps vice versa, as they shine the same golden light, and it looks like the Golden Ferronnier would fit pretty well inside a window looking into a window pane of glass which is on the front of the Necronomicon. At the end of the last session, before proceedings began for the final auction of the Golden Ferronnier, Alan looked into the book and opened it up to find it. Whether or not he succeeds is, of course, a whole other matter. We also know that Lou is at this auction as well. We're in a big auction hall. There are hundreds of people here chatting and talking. Lou is under a different name. She's in disguise, and we'll get to Lou in a minute. But before we do, let's go through these wild magic surges and let's see what you guys have cooked up for our players to begin with. So let's start with Kip's wild magic surges. So Kip, what's your first surge number here, my friend?
The first surge is 9572.
9572. Rats and similar vermin are drawn to this area in great numbers. Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Okay, I'm going to put that down. Excellent. Your next surge, my friend.
It was really close to being something awesome, Will, but it's the 4047th.
4047th. Any bludgeon that hits the target turns to sponge as it does so.
I can't be killed by my bat.
Yeah,
Hey!
there you go. And I think you had 3, right?
Yep, the last one is 5269.
5269. Target can heal himself if he sacrifices a point of con each time. Okay, that's interesting because what's your con score right now? Let's say every time you sacrifice like 5 con because the stats are relatively different in Call of Cthulhu, you can heal yourself for 1.
5 con.
Yeah, let's make that an action as well. That could be pretty damn useful. All right, and to see, Sloan, your wild magic surge, my friend.
It was 4316.
4316. Everyone now within 10 yards of you shouts your name. Oh, that's good. That is so bad, but it's so good. Slow. Amazing. Garen.
Who's that guy filled with sausage? Slow.
Garen, your wild magic surge, my friend.
Garen is 9660.
Ooh, 9660. Someone nearby is accused of assassinating the king. The King of England. Great stuff. The King in yellow, perhaps. Amazing. Let's see what else we've got here. Dr. Pierce, your wild magic surge, my friend.
I had 3208.
3208. Next person to who you speak is teleported 10d10 feet. Interesting. You speak to the Necronomicon. And last but not least, Lockpick Lou.
I got 7016.
7016. Your clothes and gear are affected by reverse gravity. Interesting.
Dress whoop.
Just write it up. Just write it up. Amazing. Okay. So, let's start today. Let's start today with Lockpick Lou. So Lou, it's been a little while since we've seen you. You actually parted from the group a little time before. You were in the mansion with them, Sloane's mansion, ulterior Sloane's mansion, and you kind of slipped away. It was at this point that you found yourself falling into a different place, and basically just fell through into this place, is how we're going to explain it. And so you came to this area, which you can only assume is, from what you've seen around, is Dunwich itself. But this Dunwich is very different from the one which you've had described to you. You've heard that Dunwich is meant to be completely overgrown. You saw the huge vines and the weeds around in the area that were fetid and gross, and it should be this kind of place which has fallen into decay. However, this place is radiant. There's sunshine everywhere. Everything looks really clean and beautiful. The houses are whitewashed. The people all drive cars around in suits and all appear to be very, well-to-do and fairly rich as well. And in the center of this entire place is a gigantic cathedral. Similarly white, it could be like a classical Catholic cathedral. You've not been able to enter inside as the doors are always barred and locked, and there are people all over this place. But you did find yourself to this main event, this auction, because you heard that the Golden Ferronnier was on sale.
That's the thing we're looking for.
Exactly, you want the golden thing. So you came to this auction under guise, put whatever name down you wanted.
I stole some fancy clothes. I got, I have to impress Scare Bear, so I stole a fancy dress.
Exactly. And arrived at this auction. We're going to start with you here as you enter into the auction. So this is probably going back in time.
Yes.
Probably like 10 minutes or so since the party have entered. So you walk in and you see this auction house. There are people talking all around. They are all, wearing smoking jackets. There's cigarettes and cigars around. The ladies are wearing formal dresses, all very overdressed, really, for this kind of event. Hundreds of people here, big ballroom, and you also notice on the outsides of the place there's kind of bouncers around as well who are protecting the auction items. There's a reception desk with a lady at it who's handing out pamphlets which hold the items which are to be on sale, and you can put your name down for anything that you want to bid for. So you kind of come up to this reception desk, and she looks at you and says, "Yes, can I have a name, please?"
Yes, that would be Madeline Wiggins III, Queen of Bohemia and the Seven Kingdoms.
Right. She kind of scribbles down your name as quickly as possible. She definitely misspells about 4 of those words. Yes, excellent.
I correct her on each misspelling.
Of course. You're there for a solid 3 minutes writing everything out. And she kind of hands a pamphlet for you and says, "Is there anything you would like to bid upon, my lady?"
Boring, ugly, boring. Oh, this sounds interesting. The Golden Ferronnier.
Yes.
Just put me down for that.
That's our most sought after item.
Is it really? Well, it sounds the most interesting, I suppose.
Of course. Well, there's plenty of bidders, and I suspect it's going to go for a fair amount, if you know what I mean.
That's fine. I have plenty.
Yes. Well, I'll just write your name down and enter you in for the auction. Feel free to make use of any of our servers around here if you want a drink or anything like that. Then just let me know.
Yes, thank you. You've been so helpful. And I will huff off.
Excellent.
With my flying cat Baxter.
Of course.
And Larry.
As you huff away, to huff or not to huff, you're gonna come into the main ballroom area. It looks like there are plenty of stages which are set up around here. They're currently not being used by anything, but presumably they're going to display the items on this. You see plenty of people around who look like high, class bidders. Everyone in here looks very rich. There's no one in here that looks like they're probably not, really here to at least be interested in potentially being able to buy something like this. And you look on the pamphlet. There's a stopwatch is being sold. And the Golden Ferronnier is also being sold. You also notice on there several occult-sounding books, Dr. Liedenstoffer's Guide to, Mutants, that kind of thing. Plenty of creepy-sounding books where you're like, that is probably illegal in several states.
And boring.
And boring anyway. And you notice the... actually, roll me a spot hidden as you come in here.
Okay. Let's see. First.
The server gives you some wine.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm fancy. That's a success.
Nice. You spot an individual in here who you recognize. You recognize the figure of Dr. Carrington, the doctor from Arkham.
Yeah. Actually, I've never met him, but I've had a real good physical description of him.
He matches the description perfectly. Based on what the others have told you, he is probably behind a fair amount of the stuff going on here. It may be that he is working with Squire Waitley, who you know to be a bad guy, or he may be a different party entirely, but he is here and he's kind of stalking through the crowds. And you just catch a glance of him as he goes into a back room.
Can I follow?
Sure. There is a person on the door. He's a big bouncer-looking guy.
Okay.
He looks like he's staff here, wearing a suit still, but he's the equivalent of like your president's bodyguard in a Hollywood blockbuster movie.
Okay.
And
Yes,
or real life.
I'm gonna pinch my cheeks a little, make him look real flushed.
Mhm.
Have like down a little bit of the wine so it looks a bit empty, and then there's a knock at my door. Hopefully it's nothing important.
You can go grab it if you need to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab that real quick.
Okay. It's me. So, as I send my minions forth of darkness to knock on Lindy's door so I can kill her in the game. So, let's actually cut back to Dr. Pierce, who is a few moments later opening up this Necronomicon. Also, what's up, Chef Mike? How's it going, my man? Pierce, you count until 10. You wait for Lou to come and save you. And within about 5 seconds, she's back and you stop worrying about it. And we come back to Lou. So, as you're just about to turn the page over. The bodyguard looks at you, Lou, and he's like, "Can I help you with something?"
Oh, yeah, Doctor. Yeah, I'm sorry. My date here, Dr. Carrington, he just went behind there. I was supposed to follow him, but I had to get a glass of wine. I'm sure you understand. Dr. Carrington, I just need to go speak with him.
You on the list?
With Dr. Carrington. Miss +1.
He goes inside his jacket and kind of opens it up, takes a quick glance at it, frowns. Not on the list. What's your name?
What? Susan Glassman.
Susan Glassman. Roll me a
fast talk.
Give me a fast talk, yeah.
Okay.
Watching Don's face killing me.
Hold on. I'm gonna use a couple points of luck and make that a success.
Nice.
I'm pretty decent at fast talk.
He this guy kind of squints at the piece of paper and he says, "Oh, I got the name wrong." There's probably a Susan is on the list. And he's like, "Sure." So he kind of puts it in his pocket and opens up the door for you.
Oh, thank you so much. And I just kind of like I'm a little bit tipsy.
Yeah, he catches you as you're almost falling and lets you into a corridor beyond. You're in the back end of this ballroom area, so it looks like you're kind of in a dressing room type area. There are several doors that look like they fall into dressing rooms in there. And there are different names on the doors as well. Most of them you don't recognize, but the one down the end reads Dr. Carrington.
Okay. Interesting. There's a bunch of names dressed like dressing rooms, you said?
Looks like dressing rooms.
Okay.
Could be actual rooms.
Okay, I want to sneak up and listen at the door.
Okay. Roll me a listen check.
Okay. Oh, that is a, let's see, how good of a success. That is an extreme success.
Extreme! Yeah, nice. So, you kind of just press up to the door and have a...
I use my little, half-broken stethoscope that I use to, crack safes with, and I kind of, hold it up.
You hear the sound of sawing, like something being sawed through. Like a definite sound of that kind of like backwards and forwards sound of a saw moving over and over. There's definitely that noise. It's quite rhythmic and fairly methodical as well.
Does it sound like wood is being sawed, or does it sound like bodies are being sawed? Because, I do know he's the coroner.
This is very true. On an extreme success, I'll give that to you. That it doesn't sound like wood.
Okay, I don't think I would open this door.
You sure?
Yeah. Lou's like, alright, I'm alone. There's a guy sawing bodies. I probably don't want to be in there with a guy who is willing to saw bodies. So I'm gonna kind of skulk around and see what else is down here.
Yeah, you come to you go past that door and you move down the end of the corridor, and coming the other way is a gentleman in a fine suit, and he looks to be he's moving with an air that he might own this place. He seems very comfortable in his place, and he's an older guy, 60s, 70s you'd put him at. And he's actually just taking a monocle off as though he's been inspecting something.
Oh,
Puts it into his pocket and says, hello there. Who might you be? Gabriel Chapman, pleased to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Chapman. My name is Madeline Wiggins III, Queen of Bohemia and the Seven Kingdoms.
Roll me a, let's see. It's not so much a fast talk, you can persuade him.
Oh gosh, okay. Yeah, sure, this is gonna go really well.
What's up, Grant?
That's a fail. I need it under like a 10 or something, whatever natural persuade is. Yeah.
I love that from a dude. He's soaring into bamboo, shaking my head. It's not wood, rookie. Yeah, so you try and convince him, and his kind of poised smile falters somewhat, and you see the corners of his lips turn down a little bit. And he says, really? Is that so? Now, I don't remember you being on the invitation list.
Sorry. It's actually Susan. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Susan? He
Yes.
slowly shakes your hand.
I try to, put on fancy airs and stuff occasionally. It gets so boring down
A
here.
kind gesture.
At least until the auction starts.
And finger to the toot on his £10 to avoid the wrath of Kiana, free nat 20s as well as a 1d10 of healing for Lou. Welcome back. Thank you, my friend. That's awesome. So, you see him he gives you a second glance as though he's reassessing you and says, I see, and what items might you be bidding on here? You see, I am the auction master. You are very quiet, my dear, almost muted.
Apologies. I was thinking to myself mostly there. I was flipping through your pamphlet and a few things caught my eye. The stopwatch seems a bit interesting, but that golden ferronier really seems to be something. It's apparently very popular.
Yes, we've had a fair amount of interest in that item, only just now, in fact.
Oh, really? Well, that's quite exciting then.
Well, it's the item that we all want here, really, isn't it?
Of course.
You do know where you are, of course.
Oh, but of course.
And you do know the auction bidding method.
Who doesn't?
Of course. Well, if you need any assistance, you can, of course, speak with me. I have a room here, and he kind of points to it's like a gold star, like he's the star of stage.
Okay.
His chamber is just right next to I say opposite Carrington's room.
Okay. All right.
You can speak with me at any time, though I will warn you, proceedings are about to begin. I'm just off to get my gavel.
Oh, of course. Can't forget that. I'll have to go out and watch the proceedings then. Thank you.
See that you do.
Yes.
Seems like you are lost back here.
I'm never lost. And I will proceed to make my way away from him.
Yeah. He follows you with a wolfish smile as he enters into his room, but he will watch you go, and most likely he will watch you until you exit out of this place unless you want to stop.
Okay.
So he goes into his room after you leave, and you come back out with the bouncer back into the ballroom itself.
All right. Well, that was cool. I don't know where the others are, but you said there's a lot of rich people here.
There are a lot of rich people here.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to kind of just, see if any of them, have been hitting the wine a little too hard. And maybe bump into them.
Sure. Let's see. You can roll me a pickpocket here.
Yeah, I got that skill.
Nice.
Like a sleight of hand.
Yeah, sleight of hand a bit.
That's a success.
Nice. How you rolling? Yeah, you're gonna pilfer a fair amount of cash here. People have
pretty things.
people have money on them, but just wallets and stuff like that. But perhaps more interestingly, a lot of people have weapons on them that you're finding in pockets. Like a lot of people have, daggers, punch daggers, pistol. Yeah, you can grab a couple of daggers here for sure.
Yeah, Shanky needs friends.
Yeah, you should just collect knives. It seems like for rich people, they're carrying an inordinate amount of weaponry on them. Which is...
That's odd for an auction!
Yeah, usually you don't bring weapons to an auction. Unless you're selling them.
I mean, I guess it's protection for once you buy the items and people try to mug you like me.
Yeah, has Lou ever been to an auction?
She probably has, actually.
Okay.
To, steal. Like, it's harder to steal the stuff before it goes out for auction, but once it's in private hands, it's way easier to nab this stuff.
Very true.
So she scouts out who buys what and then yoinks it on their way out.
Absolutely. You overhear a snippet of conversation with a lady in a dark black ball gown, who's drinking wine and talking to a couple of probably potential suitors. And you overhear the name Dr. Aurelia Smith.
I look around, a little paranoid, because she tried to murder us in the face the last time I saw her.
Yeah, roll me a spot hidden it.
Okay. That's a hard success? Yeah.
Nice. You take a look around, Lou, and you're in just right by the private area to this place. And you notice moving through the crowd, Aurelia Smith. Now, she does not look like she is in her, like, beast mode form right now. She does not look at all like the creature that you know her to be. This creature with claws and fangs and mucus covering her entire body. She looks, as beautiful as you saw her when she was at the University of Florida. Yeah, as bland and plain as you saw her at the university for the first time. And she is just like heading up a staircase up into a kind of balcony area, which is in the main ballroom.
I want to follow sneakily.
Sure. You can roll me a stealth check to go through here. It's going to be easier.
Okay. Alright, yeah. That might be a success?
It could be.
I'll spend 1 point of luck to make that a success.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you kind of tiptoe up the staircase. There are plenty of people to dive into crowds. You pull the Assassin's Creed and just put your head down and move into a crowd, and no one seems to notice you for some reason. And you see Aurelia Smith goes up and she sits at a table that's up here. And opposite her is an older guy, big grey beard, with dark eyes. He looks like he's, whilst he may look like he's 60 or so, just due to his healthiness of his body, his eyes and face would suggest he could be well over 100. This guy has seen some shit. And he sits opposite with a suit, like a tweed suit on, and he's smoking a pipe, and kind of looks over at her, and they seem to be exchanging conversation. At the range you're at right now, you can't hear her and him speaking, just over the general babble. But if you were to get closer, you'd think you probably can.
Yeah, they're other clusters of people up here that I can kind of blend into and over here.
Yeah, you can run me a listen check here.
Okay. Oh, is that a success? It's not I'm just barely rolling above success every time. Yeah, I'll spend a couple points of luck.
Okay, a couple of points of luck to get over.
Yeah.
General Babel, yes. Pleased to meet you, General Babel. Along with General Ambiance. Excellent commanders in battle. Yeah, you overhear a little bit of the conversation, snippets here and there. You hear the man opposite her say, "I sense it here. Not far. They've brought it with them. I can smell it." And Aurelia Smith says back, "What do you want me to do, Squire?" And he says, "Find it. Do not allow them to open it. They must not read from the book." And she stands up and begins to head down the staircase.
I'll follow her.
You can roll me another stealth check here.
Okay. Not 110. That would be bad.
That would be incredible.
That is a success.
Nice. So you kind of move through the crowds, shimmy your way here and there. No one appears to be dancing, of course, but you shimmy anyway. And it's a surefire way to blend in, trust me. And one brief aside, I vividly remember as a teenager reading one of the Bourne series by Robert Ludlum, and there's a hilarious scene where Bourne is in a dance club and he has to shimmy his way through so that the Russians don't see him. It's just Bourne just shimmying his way across the dance club. It's fucking hilarious. So as you come in, what's up, Almas? As you follow her through, she looks to be searching around. You see her like furtively casting glances all around the area, and she is looking, and she's gonna roll to see if she can find anything that she's looking for. She cannot.
Yes. I keep tailing her though because she tries to kill people, and that's not nice.
Very true. Very almost for the 4 months, man. She looks to be furtively glancing around. She's really trying to look for someone, you think, and she kind of she goes up to a person that she thinks might be the one she's looking for, grabs him by the shoulder, kind of turns him around. It's not the person she's looking for, and she just stalks off.
Does it look like, I don't know, anyone familiar, maybe?
A little bit. It was like a creepy, weird guy who looks like he's eating a couple of sausages. And
Can I maybe see if I can find who she's looking for?
yeah, you could roll me an idea roll, yeah.
Alright, cool. I think I'm fairly smart. I don't know. I'll have to look at my stats. Let's see.
Let's do. Thank you for that donation, my friend.
No, I'm fresh out of ideas.
Yeah, you're like, who could it be?
I have no idea. She's looking for a guy stuffing his face with sausages, but it's obviously the wrong one. And so I just keep following her.
Absolutely. It's at this point as both Dr. Aurelia Smith and Lockpick Lou are unable to find the person that they may very well be looking for, or item which they may be looking for. Then we're going to cut back to Dr. Alan Pierce. Alan, you open the Necronomicon.
I open the Necronomicon. Oh.
The special effects of this stream.
Yeah, we're on point. We spent money this season.
That was the budget just blew. All of it just went up in flames right now. It's like on a low budget show when they just blow all the special effects budget on just one shot, and they just mirror the shot another one later.
Over and over.
Amazing.
Yes, he will open the Necronomicon and peer deeply into its words and wisdom, searching for the spell to bring the Golden Fernier to this group.
Amazing.
I want to use critical success on that sanity roll.
Sure. You can definitely.
You did that at the end of last episode.
You did.
Oh, I did do that. Right.
I remembered. Outside of taking another one off there, so that one. As this happens, several things happen almost immediately. Piers, I'd like you to roll me a d10.
Okay.
Not a d20.
2.
That's good. That's very good. The book has blessed you with great wisdom and rewarded your efforts for returning to it as you gaze into the astral mess of the Necronomicon and lose only 2 points of sanity for your return visit. However, as you read in, as you search for this piece of knowledge within the Necronomicon and all else fades away from you, all you see are the words on the pages in a gibberish speak that you do not understand if you were to read it, but when you just look into it, you can understand them somehow. You find what you're looking for as the Necronomicon rewards those who look into its secrets. And you find that indeed the Fernier is a piece of the puzzle for the Necronomicon, and as such can be summoned. However, such a summoning requires a sacrifice. A human sacrifice. A life must be given. Not taken.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fernier will be summoned. At this point as well, as those of you who are watching Pierce gaze into the book, both Sloane and Garen can roll me a D25. Fortitude.
Tentacles.
So Sloane, what was your 25 roll, my friend?
I rolled a 19.
Good. Oh.
Shit.
Oh. Now, let me read out this. Cosmic worms. The strange side effect of multiplanar disease. Knowing the true origins of these tiny tentacles would drive you mad. The effect of this tentacle, it starts an inch beneath the skin of your palm, and no amount of scratching will make it go away. After 24 hours, 2 pulsing tentacles the size of fingers sprout from your flesh. They seem to wriggle and worm within minds of their own. Any melee or spell attacks made of that hand deal an extra free psychic damage. You automatically fail your first sanity check of the day. These are permanent. You want to know who they were submitted by?
Fuck.
Jonathan Fry. The betrayal.
I feel so betrayed. I mean, I can bitch slap people harder, but still.
That's the Chet tentacle, isn't it?
Yeah. The Cheticle, if you will. Amazing. And what was your roll, Don?
23.
23. Ooh, the Tentacle of Darkness. A black liquid tentacle from the realm of chaos. When touched, this tentacle will be absorbed, and the victim's eyes appear to fill up with black liquid. Make a sanity save. On a fail, you will lose 1d10 sanity. Let's make that sanity check. And this is submitted by Forbrand. Thank you, my friend. So what happens is these tentacles just sprout from beneath the ground. Out from the Necronomicon, some of them come, and Sloane, one of them just kind of like jumps onto your hand and just like buries itself inside. Others around this ballroom begin to sprout from the ground as a radiant golden light sprouts heavy and fast from both the Necronomicon and the room which you know the Golden Ferronnier to be in. As pandemonium breaks out around you. People begin to scream. There are tentacles dragging people down into the ground as the proximity of the Necronomicon to the Golden Ferronnier is warping the realms of reality. And chaos is unleashed across the ballroom. People are getting out their weapons and trying to fight some of these tentacles, but for the most part, people are fighting one another as well. An all-out brawl and all-out melee is ensuing as chaos and rage overcome a crowd. And I would like everybody here in the ballroom to make me a sanity check, including Pierce again.
Nat 20!
All right.
You know, nat 20.
Nat 20? Yeah? You want a nat 20 let one of those opens?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Are you saying it's a ballroom blitz?
Who's that man in the back telling everyone to attack?
It's done!
So that's a success on the tentacle sanity check for Garen, but a fail on the sanity check for the room.
Mm-hmm.
And redundant, are you spinning a nat 20 or are you going right ahead?
I automatically fail.
Oh man, that's good. So both get fittingly.
No, it's not.
Fittingly, both Don and redundant suffer in this one. And let's see. So that's 3 for Sloane and 2 for Garen. As this urge, this hunger within you, just almost threatens to fill you up to the brim, and you manage to just put it down. Like an angry dog that's just barking at you from inside to unleash fury and hell across the people in the ballroom, to draw your blades and to just start killing. But you manage to just subside it enough, you don't get a temporary insanity, and hold on to your wits as there are about 100 people fighting and killing one another in this ballroom. Lou, you're in the chaos right now. I'll give you a spot hidden check one more time to see if you can rejoin with your party.
Okay. Yes, that is
Nice.
a hard success.
You spot in the eye of the storm, if you will, your 4 companions with Pierce with the book open, golden light shining from him, and it shines all the way to the top of the ceiling. So bright is the light from this Necronomicon, and you see the inky black and the milky tentacles coming from that area as your friends are surrounded by pandemonium and chaos.
Maybe that's the book she was talking about. And I'm gonna have some of my new fancy knives out, and hurry towards them. I want to, if I can, keep an eye on Dr. Aurelia while I'm bustling towards them.
She just succeeded on her own spotting check there with an extreme success, and she darts straight towards.
In that case, can I stab her in the back because she doesn't know I'm here?
Yeah, let's get some initiative going here. So let's go with Lou first of all. We'll give you the benefit of the initiative here as you're behind her. The sneak attack, if you will.
Yeah.
Then we'll put Aurelia. All right, then let's have let's see. Let's go on dexterity, I guess. Let's roll some dex checks for the rest of you guys. See how fast you can move. Alrighty.
No, guys, no. Oh my gosh! Protect the book.
Nice. Is that a success for you, Sloan?
It is, yes.
Nice. So we'll put Pierce and Sloan, or Sloan and Pierce, because you rolled slightly lower, on the successes, and then we'll put, even if you rolled lower, it's still a fail, we'll put, yeah, what's your name? Kip, and then Garen. So we've got Lou, Aurelia, Sloan, Pierce, Kip, and Garen. So Lou, you're close enough to Aurelia Smith to get her in the back.
Yeah. Do I get 1 stabby stab or 2? I have a pretty good stabby stab score.
I think you should be able to get 2, depending on what your score is.
It's 60.
Yeah, I think you should have 2 on that.
Okay, so I'm gonna try 2 stabby stabs.
What blade are you using?
I'm using Shanky, which does have some priest blood on it, from when we dipped it back. And then I'm using one of my new ones.
Nice.
Like if there's like an old, creepy, fancy looking one, I'll use that one.
Nope.
Alright, so Stabity 1, Stabity 2. Oh, 1 fail, 1 success.
Cool, so the second one's with the normal knife?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
And then like 1d4?
Yeah, it should be a 1d4 on the knife.
Okay.
Plus if you have any
2
strength
points of damage. I don't. I'm not super strong. I'm
Okay.
strong, I'm just tiny, so it negates.
Tiny and strong. Nice. So you stab her in the back. And you hear her just like snarl and turn, and you see now in the golden light of the Necronomicon that she is herself. You can see the truth to her appearance. She is that same mucus-covered, long claws, almost, as long as like really long fingernails, like ending daggers almost. Her whole body is like spewed up vomit. She looks even worse than before. Her body is just decaying and molding away. She looks like she is truly dead at this point. And the rest of you, the same goes. People around here are not as they seem. Many of them appear to be constructs of flesh who have been created very similarly to the almost ape-like abominations of the asylum patients who you met before.
I wonder if that's what Dr. Carrington was doing.
Does seem a little bit like that to you now, Lou. As these people have, the same kind of like distended long arms, and they have an intelligence behind their eyes, which the ones before previously didn't. They move with lumbering arms, almost ape-like.
Really coming together.
Yeah, almost ape-like in the way that they move, and have claws at the end of them. They are filled with deadly intent.
But as she turns and snarls at me, I'm gonna be like, "Help! Garen! Jolly! Sloan! Help!"
Yeah. So, what was that noise? She
I'm very loud.
She shoots like a dart over towards Pierce. She kind of snarls and turns at you, but she wants that book.
was kind of counting on it, hopefully.
She's going over to him, and she's going to try and sink her claws into his body.
Shit.
You also notice that the asylum victims, the undead abominations that are in this ballroom, who at first you thought to be these rich, people and people who are bidding on it.
I didn't flirt with any of them because I'm a loyal lady.
Very true. She seems to be affected by them as well. They are also clawing and attacking at her. It would appear to you that Aurelia Smith is not part of Carrington's plan. But she's going to strike twice at Pierce. One's a hit, two's a miss. So Pierce, you're going to take 4 wounds here, 4 damage, as she just stabs into you with her claws. It's like a Wolverine almost kind of move, right into the gut, and just kind of like slices you in there with her hand as she spews mucus everywhere. That is her turn. Sloane, it's your turn, my friend.
Right, okay. So the tentacles in my hand haven't grown yet. They've just literally come in.
They've incubated themselves into you.
Yeah, I gotta wait for them to grow.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so the doc is getting slashed to pieces.
He is getting torn apart by Aurelia Smith, and you seem to be surrounded by abominations.
Okay. Sloane is going to use... he's going to whistle slightly and use Bishop Amadeus III, my little pet snake. And he's going to kind of shoot it out, and he's going to try and wrap around her legs to trip her up so that she can't, move around or attack, basically just to get her on the floor.
Gonna wrap her up.
Yeah, just to, stop her from...
Like in Star Wars Episode 5 when they get the AT-ATs.
Yeah, like that.
Just like that. Amazing.
Just like
you can roll me, let's roll an opposed strength here. Or fighting brawl.
I'll go with strength. My frightened both is really bad. But I am... yeah. Okay. Here we go. I fail.
Well, let's see. Pretty sure that's a fail from her. Oh no, she's got 70 strength. No, she succeeds. Yeah, right. So she just kind of you try and push her over, you try and trip her up with the snake, and her legs are just oak planted into the ground, going for the book and going for the doctor.
Crap.
You want to move it all?
Yeah. I'm gonna use, primarily he's gonna be using the snake, but as he does that, Sloane is gonna try and blend in with the chaos that's going on here, so basically just move back, do a Homer Simpson.
So here's the thing, it does appear like a contingent of the abominations are headed towards you guys. You are slowly being encircled by them, like the first time they encircled you in the university, using that same kind of pack tactics of just closing in on the group to try and corner you.
So what you're saying, there is no hedge?
What I'm saying is there isn't a hedge right now. You are the hedge.
Right. Okay.
You're probably going to have to bust your way through some of these things.
Well, I don't think I can really move anywhere then. I'll probably move next to possibly Garen or Jolly. Someone tougher. I think I'll just... Whoever's closer, I'll move to one of them.
Alrighty. Pierce, you have a Necronomicon in your hands. What would you like to do?
Well, I assume that I feel the claws digging into my gut.
You feel the pain in your mortal form.
Yes. Well, I'm currently in the middle of trying to summon this Golden Fernier. Pierce, knowing what this book did to him, he's just going to kind of turn it towards Dr. Aurelia and see if maybe its presence will harm her the way it's harmed other people that have looked at it.
Okay. Roll me a power roll to tear your eyes from this book and to show it to someone else. In fact, a valve for that
a resplendent offering.
That is
Ooh,
I
nice.
rolled an extreme success on that.
I'd say he's attuned to it by now.
Absolutely. Thank you, Val, for that. Advantage to Sloan from Valdriam. Thank you, my friend. The 2 delays, 45 pounds, 3 advantages, and a heal for everyone. A tentacle for Kip, and a boss monster joins to aid the party. I love it. I love it. I know exactly what we're going to have here. Nice. Let's roll a d25 first of all, Kip, to see what happens to you. We're about to be on your turn here in a second. You succeed on the power roll, Pierce, and you just like slam the book into her face, and let's see what she thinks of that. Yeah, one advantage. Sorry, let me check. 3 advantages and a heal for everyone from the 2, to clarify for the players here. Yeah, so she like stares at this book, and you see this like insane hunger in her eyes, Pierce. Her like molding, mucus-filled eyes, which are it's almost like cataracts have grown over them. It's almost like they're encrusted in their place, almost just little slits right now of darkness. And she just stares at the book with a hunger, and you sense a need, almost like a fear there. She needs this book. You sense that maybe that is her salvation, she thinks. And she stares into it and begins to read from the book. She begins to chant from the book.
Oh, well, that's bad.
Quite possibly.
I want to just try to finish summoning the Golden Fernier so we can get the hell out of here. And I know that the book demanded a sacrifice. And so, yeah, Pierce will kind of like look over at Kip and just basically say like, don't waste this, and he'll summon the Golden Fernier and give himself up.
All right, we'll get to that next turn.
Mm-hmm.
As Pierce begins to chant. Kip, your turn.
24 on the tentacle.
Ooh, that's nice and high. The Tentacle of Listening. It's not magical. This tentacle device is not magical, but instead it's the clever crafting of a druid gnome. The suction cups on this tentacle serve to collect and amplify sounds. Place one suction cup to your ear to use while the other cups collect sounds. Distant sounds not normally audible to the ear can be heard, and it will amplify sounds when the cups are placed against objects, such as conversations through a door, footsteps on the ground. It will be useless in 5 days unless it is kept moist. And this is submitted by O Earth. Thank you, my friend. Give it a good old lick and that'll keep it good.
Right. Okay, so mechanically, does that give me like plus 25% or something to listen, or?
Sure, let's give you plus 20% to your listen check when you use that.
Okay, cool, thank you. Okay, couple things. The doc just turned and looked at me and said, don't waste this, and began to read.
Correct.
I wouldn't necessarily know what he had planned because he has not explained to us the sacrificial nature of the ritual. Well, shit.
You could roll me an idea roll here,
Okay.
Read between Pierce's lines.
It is a 75 out of 75, which means the dice want me to know.
Exactly. You can read into Pierce's, you've been in moments of battle before where it's kind of, I'll do this, you go, I'm staying. And that's what you get from Pierce's, he's sacrificing himself for something here.
Okay. Can I look around the room and see if there's anyone else that has retained human qualities?
Roll me a spot hidden.
Yep.
It's chaos.
Nope, I don't.
Pandemonium.
Okay. Within the tentacle sphere that we're in, or the circle of tentacles that we're in, does it look like when the group is kind of hitting the tentacles, it's slowing them down a bit? Meaning, do I have like a round where where I can handle stuff inside, or are they just kind of leaping into the tentacle circle?
You get the sense that at the end of this turn, they're probably going to jump in.
Okay, well, then I would like to go full ham on Dr. Aurelia Smith because fuck that chick. And I don't want to go out of the circle, and I need to do something to get... She's in between me and the doc, correct?
Right.
Yeah, well, I want her not there anymore.
Reasonable.
So Jolly is going to crit
Okay.
his first attack, and I'll roll for damage,
Let's do it.
which we double that, right?
Yeah, I think we should
So that's
stop.
Yep, that's 14 for
Nice.
the as the bat flares up in its stuff. How's that make her feel?
Yeah, you like smack her in the side of the face, and like half of the face just comes away, and it's just like melting mucus, just come pouring out of her face. No blood anymore. It's like all of her flesh is just like carved away, and you feel like the skull isn't as like hard as a normal human skull. You don't really get that resistance that you're used to feeling, like that hard crack. It's almost like mush. She's like just reading from the book. Didn't like it. For
Okay,
sure.
so
She's still alive?
she's continuing-
Question mark? Alive? Yeah.
okay, I've got she's within my batter's box, so I got another one I'm going to use here. I'm going to roll this with advantage because I want her gone. Okay, so that's the first one's a hit
Nice.
with 9. I'm going to roll again just in case I extreme it because that would be cool.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, yeah, you can do whatever you want with that. That would be a crit, so I mean it'd be 8, I guess, 8 or 9.
Nice. Extra.
And what's that do to her?
She was on to that, and so she takes. We're taking the 9, I'm guessing. Oh no, I guess.
Sure, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's up to you, man.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
So you crack her for the second time in the side of the head, right in that sweet spot where the mucus is. The mucus just sprays everywhere, and her form just like falls down onto the ground, and her head is gone. It's just like crumbled, just a pile of mucus, and you still see her moving. Like her clawed body is just like pulling itself towards, almost unable to be stopped by a disconnection of there's clearly no brain left there anymore. It's like she's a puppet, and the puppet's been broken, but the strings are still being moved. She's certainly less
Is she
deadly.
close-
She's on the floor right now.
Is she close enough to the doc to continue to either hurt him or...
You don't think she can read anymore, but she could probably stab him.
Okay, with my last swing, I'm going full Happy Gilmore, and I'm just stepping into a baseball swing to take that body out of the circle.
I'm going full Happy Gilmore. Okay, cool.
Yeah, success for 4 more damage.
Nice. Yeah, you just send her packing, and it's right out of the park. And you just go like swing downwards, almost like it's a golf club, and just like send her body flying across the floor. She like moves and like skids to a halt, and is like pulled in by a tentacle, which just like drags her down into the earth. And you see the corpse of Dr. Aurelia Smith, and you think you hear like this scream, the scream of a woman in pain and in sheer terror as she is dragged down into the bowels of the earth by one of these tentacles. She is gone.
Yeah, get fucked. He is going to turn and see if he can't...
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to try to pull the book away from Doc.
Let's get to that next turn. So, Garen. How you doing?
So Garen had one of these tentacles that like snaked up his leg
That's
and
right.
through his nostrils, and his eyes turned black, and he shakes it off, and he's kind of breathing heavily, and he hears a voice, and he looks and he sees. Does he see Lou through the sea of monsters?
Yeah, roll me a quick spot hidden.
I did say, help! Help!
definitely making herself visible, but then the chaos and the gunshots going off from everywhere else is probably working against you. But that's a success. You see her, you spot her, and at first you're like, "Who's that woman in that ridiculous outfit?" And you're like, "Oh, it's Lou."
At this point, I think I'm Marilyn Monroeing it too, because the reverse gravity thing.
Good.
Does she look like she's surrounded? Like, is she in immediate danger, or is the danger all coming towards us?
She is in immediate danger, for sure. There are abominations pretty much attacking everyone right now. They seem to be directed as if someone is pushing them towards you in particular, and perhaps particularly Pierce and the book. But certainly people are fighting for their lives, including Lou.
All right, and how hard would it be to try to clear a path so that she could get to us, or vice versa?
You need to clear at least one out of your way to get her to you.
All right, so Garen he'll see her there, and he'll sort of realize that it's Lou, and then he'll see that something's happening with the book and Alan that he doesn't understand, and he's gonna reach down and grab his sword, which is still really heavy and oversized, and he's gonna drag it forward and try to swing it around his body and take out, with the first swing, at least one of these guys to try to start clearing a path.
Nice. Okay, give me some attack rolls against one of these dudes.
All right, so first attack roll, I'm gonna use advantage just to kind of make sure I can do this. That'll be an extreme success.
Very nice, very nice. You kind of like shoulder checking this guy to just push him out of the way?
No, he's got the sword up and he
sword
swings it around, and he's, at this point it's so heavy that it's a bludgeon as much as it is a sharp weapon, I think.
Nice. Yeah. You just bludgeon the dude out of the way like it's Final Fantasy, and just cleave it down onto this guy. And you just see his body just kind of like thrown out of the way as his body kind of crumples down. They still have that. They're still weak. They're still like fleshy mushes. There's just loads of them, and they seem to never stop. They have a sadness in their eyes as well, but more of an animal intelligence than before that they did. But this guy just flies out of your way, and you're in line of sight of Lou. She has a clear shot towards you.
Yeah, the sort of mercy that he had the last time he faced these creatures is gone, and it's that like tinge of bloodlust that he's been hit with when this tentacle wrapped its way around him. And he looks around, and I guess he will step back and kind of keep the path open, and if one of these things tries to get in the way of him or tries to block the path for Lou to get to him, then he'll an attack of opportunity. Can we do something like that?
Sure, yeah. You can like hold an action.
He'll basically guard the path that he's opened up and take a swing at the first thing that comes at him.
Nice. All right, so it is time for the abominations to act. And as that happens, you hear a roar, an animal roar, something bestial and furious. As it charges in, you see this panther, dark, sleek, and ferocious, just clawing away at several of these creatures as a donation from a previous week comes in. And we're also going to tie that one into this boss monster, which is going to help you guys out in this fight as well. And this panther, bestial and furious, you even see it has tentacles writhing out from its back. This thing is like a displacer beast, and the tentacles just burst out of its back in a fury. It's just flying them, flinging them around, seemingly defending you, and just biting away at these abominations, tearing down several of them with its fury, its animal fury. And Garen, you look at this thing and you just sense this holiness within it, this divine fury within this creature, where it is smiting down the enemies of God. And you sense a kinship with this creature. Nonetheless, a few abominations are still going to get their chance to act. One of them is going to attempt to fight Lou, which gives you a chance, Garen, to get this attack of opportunity in here. It's divine tentacles.
he'll kind of block the way, and with a grunt, still struggling with this oversized sword, he'll be able to swing for a regular success.
Nice. You can roll damage on your sword on that one, actually.
All right.
And Faggot and Mighty Moose on his 18 pounds, 3 more crit successes each for Jolly and Dr. Pierce. Thank you, my friend. These guys are going to need him.
It'll be 6 damage with the sword.
Beautiful. It's not enough to kill him, but it is enough to certainly check his, attack somewhat. He's going to get a chance to swipe in at Lou, even though one of his limbs has just come off thanks to Garen's heavy sword coming down upon his shoulder. So, Lou, let's see if this guy can get you on a 46. He is going to get you, and he is going to slap you.
Ow!
And he's going to put the 2 damage on you, minimum damage. As you take 2, he just kind of like, his shoulder's been like slammed down. He's got, his long arm comes in at you and just claws away at some of your flesh. It's just like fingernail and claw just scraping into your arm and your shoulder where he himself has also been wounded. A couple of the others are going to take some attacks. They seem to be drawn to the book. Pierce, let's see. That's a miss. That's going to be a hit. A 46. As these tentacles swipe at you, Pierce, you take 4 points of damage. As some of them just kind of like sucker onto you, wrapping themselves around you, squeezing you tight. Some of them have barbs in them, almost like rose, thorns, and they just like crunch into your neck and around your arm. It's like they're trying to force the Necronomicon out of your hands, even as Kip is turning to try and pull it out from you. Kip, let's see. We've got a couple on you. Fail and a fail. And Sloan, you're not exempt from this either, my friend. 50 is the number they're looking for, so they get 1 success. Sloan, you're going to take 4 points of damage as well. Similarly, these things are trying to pull you down into the earth, and you see where they're coming from is just inky blackness. It's not really earth as such. They're not trying to pull you into the physical ground. They're trying to pull you into an inky pool of darkness, which does not look like it would be friendly to you whatsoever. And then lastly, Garen, just a miss on that 51 there. And you manage to escape as you swat away with them with your gigantic sword and dart out of the way. So that is their turn. We're back to Lockpick Lou. Guy on your side, Garen and the others in front of you.
Yeah, I'm guessing I'm gonna have to get rid of this guy before I go forward, or he's gonna try to claw me again.
Most likely.
So I'm gonna try to hit him with Shanky first.
Nice.
That's a I'm gonna go for the other one. I'm like, slap fight.
Yeah.
And I just miss. I should have used one of my advantages. That's okay. And I'm just gonna book it towards Garen and be like, no.
All right.
I tried to stab. It was like stabbing and running, and I should have picked one or the other, but it's just didn't work out.
The old stab and run. Well, seeing as you did stay to try and fight him, he's going to take his own attack of opportunity against you. He fails, though, so he just kind of like slices after you. I mean, the wounds that you've done aren't really... They're mostly just superficial, but they distracted him enough as you flee away.
I'm flailing, and I run over to Garen. I'm like, did your sword get bigger when you saw me?
No, Lou, that was before. You weren't. That happened a couple of minutes ago. Well, we gotta go.
Okay, let's get out of here then. Let's go.
At this point, you start to hear another chanting from a deeper voice, as you'll be able to spot the form of Dr. Carrington coming towards you. He is covered, and he's like ripped off his all his surgical gowns and stuff like you've seen him wearing. He is covered in hardened flesh which has been molded and warped to his body. Is twisted and covered in tattoos underneath where his long heavy robes usually hide that. You see underneath there is just like tortured skin which has been sewn and plastered into it, protecting him with wards and symbols, and you hear him chanting and just begins to speak out in this horrid tongue which is wretched and disgusting as the same one that Pierce has been chanting out in gibberish as well. And he begins to materialize this dull red symbol which glows in the air as his fingers move in a motion as he's reading seemingly from memory. and this malignant sign forms, and you see a part of Carrington just kind of be broken away as he's like, and everybody can roll me 1d3.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. That is how many hit points you lose as you feel your bones just begin to become, they start to dissolve. You can actually feel it's not the flesh that's going, it's just the bone. It's just the marrow of it is just being burnt from your body. Even your skull is beginning to melt. And your elbows as well beginning to melt. The joints around your knees are just dissolving like hot acid is just melting them away as he continues to chant. The sign isn't going anywhere. He is holding the sign here, continuing to chant, and it's like waves of pain coming at you. Every 6 seconds or so, there's just another wave of this pain coming in as you begin to burn away. And I believe, Pierce, you're on like 1 hit point right now. Good.
Yep.
Yeah. And that is Carrington's turn. So we head over to Sloane.
So Will, sorry,
Yeah.
I have a thing from last week that the next spell that gets cast on me, I can also redirect to someone else nearby me.
Oh, cool.
Can he use his will to try to force that spell back on Carrington?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Roll me let's roll on the post-power check.
Okay, I'll crit that.
Nice. So he just, you sense a pain in him as he begins to, his chanting becomes more pained, and you see the same effect happening to him as well. He is beginning to, like, skin is beginning to just get like, you see bubbling underneath his skin as the bones are beginning to dissolve and melt away as well on Carrington. He's gonna see. Yep, he takes 2. All right. So, Sloane, it is your chance to act, my friend. What would you like to do? You're muted, mate.
Healing. Can I just like say I want to heal and then heal?
You can
Or do
take
we
an
have-
action to heal a D10, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. Come on, think high. The first time.
2. How many hit points do you on right now, Sloane?
7.
Okay, you got some. This is basically you applying like a field kit to yourself.
Yeah.
Do you want to move?
That's all I can do, right?
You
I've used my action.
Yeah, you can still move.
Where? More into the fire or into
Window.
the blood
Fire
zone?
escape. What's up?
You know what? How close am I to the book?
You're not far. You know, you are all in a pretty tight circle.
Okay. I'm going to get in a bit of range for the book so I can... in grasping reach. But that's about it.
Okay, good. That takes it to that takes it to Pierce. Who is getting the jump as Kip, Kip's going to grab the book from you. There are tentacles wrapped around your arms to try and like clench out of your hands. And Pierce, you are continuing to cast the spell.
Yes. I am continuing to speak in an infernal and gutter tongue language that just cuts you to the quick just to hear, and trying to summon the Golden Fernier because I know what this thing can do, and I think I can save my friends and get us the fuck out of here.
All right.
So yeah,
I'd like you to roll me a power roll here.
I'm gonna crit success then.
You know what? You got 4 nat 20s and you got 3 nat 1s. So let's play a little game here. Let's flip a coin. On
You want me
a
to-
D1, well, we'll roll on the screen so everyone can see. We can roll a D2 here. On a 1, we'll take the natural 1. On a 2, we'll take the natural 20.
You want me to use that?
Don't do it, it's a trap!
It's a trap.
So
Or
I'm
you
rolling
could just roll a power roll. I don't. This is a bad game, Will.
Boom. Oh well.
It's fine. It's fine. So, all that happens is that the Ferronnier doesn't come yet. The other thing that happens is that Pierce is going to roll me a d6.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to roll that. Wow, shit.
And he loses 5 points of sanity. What are you looking at now, Pierce, on sanity check?
I'm at 9.
9! So, the final part of the spell requires Pierce to send out his will and to fetch, with his mind, using the Necronomicon, the Ferronnier. However, it does not want to be brought to you, and it resists. The power of the artifact is holding itself there. It does not want to be brought back to the Necronomicon and to be the key to this lock, and it holds itself there for another turn.
So I can't heal also, can I?
Yeah. Alright, Kip. You see Pierce, he comes to the height of his spell, but it doesn't quite... He stutters at the last moment.
Okay. They're all being drawn to the book. They want the book, right?
They want the book.
They want it. They would.
They
they're
would
all
kill
there
for
different. They would all want the book.
They would probably
Kip
all
is
run
gonna-
after it.
Kip is going to grab the book and throw it as fucking far as he can in the opposite direction from the group. And if I can throw it through the floating red symbol, I want to see if there's maybe a little magic backlash that would hit Dickface, who's currently doing the symbol.
Big Face McGee.
Garen, if that fucks you up too, man, I'm sorry. I didn't know. This is the plan. He's going to grab it and just chuck that sumbitch.
Alright. Well, Pierce on 1 hit point isn't very well able to resist this, but I will give you a strength check to do this.
Me?
Yeah, I will give you a strength to pull a Necronomicon out and throw it into that sign.
I'm going to, I have a couple advantages here, so I'm just going to make
Good idea.
sure I can rock this. Okay, just let me see if I can get an extreme. Nope. So
Nice.
34. So that's a hard success.
In the pandemonium of the scene, as tentacles are grabbing out at Pierce, they're stabbing into him, and all of the group are going fully insane as the abominations are chasing after you, as Carrington is standing there naked, just covered in another man's flesh, wrapped around his own skin, casting out this red sign. Kip grabs the book from Pierce's hands and tosses it into the red sign of Shadul Mel, and it just bursts with a red-hot light into the room, and the Necronomicon is transfixed in midair, being held there by the sign, and all of the abominations and creatures in Carrington just stare upwards in ecstatic frenzy and begin to rush towards the book. They drop everything they're doing. They do not care what it takes to get towards this book. They are going for it.
They're all just charging the book.
They are charging the book right now.
Then I am running full born back to get the Golden Ferronnier.
Alright, Kip rushes off. Garen, you are in no more immediate danger from things trying to murder your body.
So Garen sees the book fly up and it hangs there in the air. And you said they're faces of Carrington and the others, they're ecstatic.
Absolutely.
Does Carrington look intelligent, or does he look like he's completely just mindlessly enthralled? Can I tell?
He looks like he's just gotten exactly what he wanted. He doesn't seem mindless like the others. They look like almost zombies. He is like, fuck yeah.
Garen's going to look at this holy panther that has just sprung onto the scene right in the eyes, and he feels a connection there that he doesn't really understand. And he's gonna ask it, "May I ride you? Will you carry me?"
It like almost bows.
And he's going to take his sword and sheath it, and it'll shrink back as it goes down into his sheath. And he's going to offer a hand to Lou and try to pull the both of them up onto this oversized tentacle panther.
Nice.
And if that's cool, then he's going to try to ride that straight towards the Necronomicon and grab that book and keep going.
Okay, so the book is like transfixed fairly high in the air as Kip tossed it up to the sign. You could make a jump. Possibly?
Panthers have a very high jump. I'm just saying.
This is true. You'd be required to make a jump to do that.
Yeah. I'll do whatever it takes, and I'll succeed as critically as I can on whatever it takes to get that book and try to get past the mob.
All right. Well, we'll say that as you kind of mount up and charge towards it, that will take your action as you're like about to make the jump at the end of this turn. These things are almost transfixed, and they do not seem particularly interested in you. I will note, though, at this point, Kip, as you're like rushing through into the room of the Golden Fernier, like glass all around it, you see that it's just like covered in inky black tentacles which seem to be surrounding it. And you look at the form of Gabriel Chapman, the auctioneer, the auction master, and he is in front of it. With like tentacles springing out from almost every limb of his, as he is just juddering in madness in front of the Ferronnier right now. We're gonna cut back to the top of the round, and Lou, it is your turn. You're on the Panther right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. So, how close are we to this book? It seems important somehow. To many people.
Here's the thing, as you're coming closer towards this red sign, the more pain you are going through. The more your bones are beginning to dissolve and melt. And it seems to be the same case for those abominations. Like, they are melting in front of you. Some of them that get too close just completely dissipate and dissolve into a pool of, like, flesh and blood. As the Panther is coming towards it, you are feeling more and more like this is a bad thing. But the Necronomicon, you know, if you were to jump up with the Panther, it's possible you could grab it.
Okay.
If you wanted to. But of course, you'd be in the red sign.
Yeah. Shit. So, would I be able to grab it, or would we have to wait for Garen's turn? And would grab it?
Yeah,
like,
we can say that you guys are both in control. We can take kind of both of your turns now, in a way, if you like.
Oh,
kind of sync up.
Do I take a D10 of healing, or do I grab the Necronomicon from the bad thing? How healthy is dear Gare Bear looking?
I think comparatively, I look pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna take a D10 of healing.
Okay. Let's see what that rolls up.
Okay, yeah, no, I feel better.
A lot better.
I feel like I'm at my maximum of 11 again.
Alrighty. So, that's Lou's turn, as you're kind of jumping up towards it.
And I'll try my best to get, like, out of Garen's way, but still hold onto the Panther real tight so that I don't hinder him in any way, shape, or form as he tries to grab this book.
Alrighty. And... Okay, yeah, Piers hasn't gotten a chance to move yet, has he? He's still in the same place that he was at last round, is that right, Britt?
Yes.
Okay, so... Sloan, Kip, Pierce, roll me a D3.
Is this for the bone dissolving thing?
This is.
I'm back with the Ferronnier. Does that still count?
No, you're out. You just take 1 hit point.
Me?
Yep, you just lose 1.
Okay. All right.
I rolled a 1.
Nice.
Hey, I only rolled a 1, so that means I'm at 0.
Nice. So, Pierce, on his just last legs right now, succumbs to the red sign of shuddered mail, and the bones in his body just, there's nothing left of them, as they are completely dissolved, and the calcium in them is just just rent away. Like one of the abominations, he fizzles, and his bones fall down to the ground. His corpse just falls down with nothing left to retain him, nothing left to hold them up anymore, just a sack of flesh and organs. And he falls to the ground. And everyone except from Kip, who sees this, can roll me a sanity check.
Do I see it faced away from the panther?
Yeah, you'll see this.
Using that 20.
Alrighty.
I pass.
Nice.
Garen fails.
Garen only uses 1 point of sanity. And Garen, as you just see him fall down onto the ground, and a little part of you just feels terrible for Pierce's demise. That is Carrington's turn. Oh no, except for Lou and Garen, who are closer to it, who can roll me a d10.
Okay. Okay. I'm glad I used that healing.
Nice. That's how many hit points you lose as you get closer to the red sign. And it is Sloane. You're in front of Pierce.
What's left of him?
The bloody red puddle on the floor. He still has a body, just no bones.
Not conscious, is he?
I'm like Wolverine in Infinity War,
Exactly.
where Thanos rips his skeleton out.
You could roll me a medicine or first aid check if you wanted to see the state of Pierce.
I guess I'd have a look, but realistically, Sloane would think he's gone. Realistically, the guy's got no bones.
Right.
You don't recover from that.
Yeah, it's not something you generally come back from.
Yeah. Okay.
You have heard that the Ferronnier has powers of such, though.
Yeah, let me get it first. Okay, so I'm gonna follow Jolly into the next room, and one, just to get the fudge away from this thing, and two, that's our best bet. So I'm gonna follow Jolly into the next room, and heal again. Just heal again.
And could you watch your language, please?
And you can also roll me a D25 from Isriva,
come
who gives you the
on.
Table of Tentacles. It's necessary.
D25. Come on, be something good like Tentacles of Flight. You can fly out anywhere. 23.
23, nice and high. Tentacle of Darkness. When touched... Oh no, this is the one that Garen got earlier. Roll me a sanity check.
Oh, come on! I pass.
Nice. Just as well, because you would have lost 1d10 sanity. That would have been real bad. The tentacle just like pops out of the ground and flails at you as you're running towards. You manage to dodge out of the way and get into the room with Jolly.
Okay. And then when
you
I'm in the room, I
see,
heal.
yeah, you see Gabriel Chapman in front of you, and you can use your action to heal if you like. Yeah.
While I'm there, I'm going to say to Jolly, we have one chance to get this. If we fail, we run.
We won't fail.
All right, Pierce, it's your turn. As you feel yourself just dissolving, does Pierce have any last sentiment words? Does he think anything as he is being melted away?
I mean, he was just concentrating on the same thought of getting the Ferronnier to teleport everybody away from this poor nightmare, because that's what he was gonna do. But yeah.
He senses that last fleeting moment, his heroic death that he wished for, as his depths of insanity have just taken him away. You hear a little voice just in the corner of your mind, Pierce. I'm not done with you yet. Kip, it's your turn.
Okay, so ran in here and Chapman is standing.
Chapman is standing there, full tentacles out. He's like old Sloane right now.
Okay. Jolly's gonna spin up, and can I say something to him for a free action without spending my swing time?
I'll allow it.
Okay. He's gonna pull his bat out, full on with the frost coming off of it, and he's gonna say, "Hey, Gabe, this is it. This is what we wanted. We were gonna engage in the fight to the death for the Fernier. Everybody wants it. Ain't no reason to fight. Come with us."
You roll me a persuasion check here. It's
I'm gonna
be
nat 20 that motherfucker.
Well, let's play that game again. 4 nat 20s, 3 nat 1s. So, 2 1s and nat 1, 2 2s and nat 20. Raises the stakes so much more.
Okay.
I don't like this game.
I love this
I
game.
don't. Okay, what am I doing? It's just a roll.
Just a D2.
1d2.
1d2.
You wanted to?
There it is. And you just look at Chapman, and there's like an intelligence behind his eyes for a moment. It flickers as these inky black lids that he's looking out from, and he just kind of nods. Oh, and he also gets a wild magic surge from Isreaver at this point. For
I do?
Gabe. No, this is actually Gabriel. Chapman does.
Oh,
It's not screwing us up now.
Reaper.
7723. His weapon passes through flesh unimpeded. His like tentacles on his back, just like they're like spears.
They don't work. They're just like.
Oh no, there's like nothing can stop them. It's like a hot knife through butter.
I was hoping it was more like a ghost tentacle, like, oh, passes through, nothing happens.
Nah, that would be nice.
I think we should roll a D2 on that one.
Nice, but his tentacles just like
20
move out of the way. He steps to the side for you, Kip. The golden Fernier is in front of you.
Kip is going to rip off his shirt because I've been wanting to do that. No, he rips off his shirt covered in the gore of Aurelia Smith, and he just takes it and drops it over the Fernier and takes it, Huckleberry Finn hobo style. That's for you. Ties it up, puts it on the end of his bat, and starts heading back out.
Nice. That takes it to Garen.
So I think at this point, as they've gotten so close to the book, now you're saying the book is in the sign, and the closer we get to the sign, the more we melt.
It's a D10 right now. The closer you get, it may get worse.
Can we?
So do you think, so can Garen get a sense if he tries to reach out and grab the book, is his hand just going to like melt off of his arm?
It's possible the bones would, at the very least, yeah.
He likes it. He wants to keep his bones as much as he can. How about this? So as Garen feels more and more resistance as he's getting closer, how is Carrington looking as he's also affected by his spell?
He looks bad, but he looks like protected. The warded flesh on him looks like it does protect him from some of the heat from the red sign, as it were. But he doesn't look great. But he still looks fairly venerable.
Okay. Garen's going to try to steer the panther instead of towards the book around the sign and charge to try to attack Carrington straight on.
Nice. You can give me an attack right.
Yeah, he'll draw his sword, and I'm going to use an advantage on this.
Nice.
Be a extreme success.
Very nice. Roll that damage.
So 10 damage on the first attack.
Nice. You slice into him with the sword, the holy sword, and Carrington's broken away from his revelry, ecstatic revelry at the Necronomicon for a moment as you cut deeply into him, parting that warded flesh to get into his own. Does not look happy.
And does that break his spell? Is the sign still there?
The Sinusy. He's gonna drop a crit, and yes, it does stay up.
Okay. Garen he'll kind of rear back and he'll bring up the sword again and he'll swipe down across his body and take a second shot at trying to stop Carrington.
Alrighty.
And I'll use advantage on this one too. So that'll be, I'll use 1 luck to make that a success.
Nice. And you got damage on that one as well.
Yeah, it'll be six more damage.
Nice. You slice into him again. He just and he begins to chant once more. Like trying to hold on to the his concentration as he begins to get sliced up by Garen on the Panther. All right, that's Garen's turn. Abominations. Yay! These things, sensing that someone is going to... lovely. Sensing that someone is getting close to the Necronomicon, sensing a disturbance in their master's message to defend. They're going to take some swipes at you, Lou, and the Black Panther. So, these ones are going to be against Garen. It's 1 hit. These ones are against Lou. Both miss. And these ones against Panther. And 1 hit. So we got 1 on Garen for 5 points of damage. How are you looking on health, by the way?
Not good anymore. I've got 3 left.
Nice. 1 on the Panther, which is going to take 5 as well. The Panther just like, that animal kind of like, just an animal in distress as this guy just begins to like tear his claws into its neck, and begins to like try and tear out its neck, basically going for a jugular. The Panther looks wounded, and it is not in a good spot at all. It is, however, Lockpick Lou's turn. Your Panther is dying underneath you. Carrington is in front of you. He looks like he's casting another spell.
Did the Panther get a turn to beat Carrington up? Because the Panther has tentacles and claws.
I'll let it go on your turn.
Okay, well, can he beat Carrington up?
He will take a success on that with his tentacles and slaps him for minimum of 2 damage. Still gets in there though.
Okay.
Gets a few licks in.
Does it like stop his concentration off the spell?
Not with 2, no.
Okay, that's great. Okay. So we're like right up with Carrington. How is he looking?
Carrington?
Yeah.
He looks annoyed. He looks angry, furious,
So
unrelenting.
not really bad off, just really pissed. Okay, and that book is really close in that red sign. And Garen looks really bleeding all over the place, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, this is bad! Can I be like, A for effort, we're leaving, and like, steer them, and just GTFO. Just go. Go, 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 go.
Alright. You just running, or I guess like sending the Panther into full out sprint to the doors.
Away to the doors, just out of the building. And does that take my action, or can I like stabby Carrington as we leave? Like, fuck you!
I'll let you get stabbing.
Okay, I'm gonna use an advantage on this because I don't like him. This is the first time I've met him. He's not very nice. Oh, that's with Shanky.
Nice.
That's like a so that'd be 4.
Nice. He's stabbing for 4. You see him just like curse in another language as you just
likewise.
You stab him. Yeah, and
We leave. I get as far pushing the Panther as far away as we can get. I want to be in that 1d3 zone line, not the 1d10 zone line.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It is
And further
Carrington's.
if possible.
Yeah,
But
it is Carrington's turn.
okay.
So, everybody. So Sloan, Kip lose 1 hit point. Garen and Lou roll a d3. So 2 for Lou, 3 for Garen. Oh, Garen, so you're on like 2 HP?
I wasn't muted. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
That takes me to 0.
Garen's down. There he goes. Alrighty. So, you watch similarly as Garen is riding away, and the red sign is cast, remaining in effect. And Garen, riding on the Black Panther, gives in. And there's very little that Lou realizes you can even do at this point. And the doctor's down, nothing seems to affect Carrington as that sign holds up there of the Necronomicon just like powering it up. It's like a battery and a generator right now for that red sign. And Garen just like slumps forwards onto the Panther. Okay, that is Carrington said. Oh, one other thing that Carrington does is that there is a ring of hot fire which surrounds around himself and the red sign and the Necronomicon. You think the Necronomicon might have started that fire, and it just kind of goes up, and you see this big ring of hot fire surrounding him right now as he continues to chant. More of his abominations getting melted away, and a smile spreads across his lips as he looks towards Garen and Pierce there on the floor, as well as, of course, his Necronomicon now in his hands, seemingly. Sloan, you are back with the Golden Ferronnier and Kip.
Joey, let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, no fucking shit.
Shit, I don't even know how to use this thing. So we're in the main room. So what have I seen?
You're actually in the side room, which is where the Golden Ferronnier was being kept. So there's glass cabinet in there. You have Gabriel Chapman. You don't have line of sight on the others right now. You know that there's pandemonium going on there. You've like barged past 20 people who are getting murdered by tentacles on the way.
Shit. Okay. How far away is the main room?
Not far. I mean, like, this is just a door away. You're like 20 feet away from being in the main room. You're a move action away, basically.
Can I speak now? Are we taking like?
Sure, we can take a moment here with Sloan.
Yeah. Gabe, can we go out the front door and be in like crazy alternate world and find a good place to use this so we're not torn apart by your competitors?
He nods and says, "Flee! Flee!"
Through the front door, though, right? It's open?
He begins to like move in that direction. Seemingly most of his sanity is just shattered. But he knows that he wants to go, and he's headed towards the front door.
Front door it is.
Okay, I've got an idea. Okay, I know what I want to do. Basically, I'm going to...
Roll a wild magic search.
No, please, no.
I'm afraid
No.
you are. Wild magic surge for Lou, Kip, and Sloan from the two. Thank you, my friends. Helping.
9,264.
9264. Nearest priest has been stealing from the church's coffers. Garen, how could you?
Shameful secret.
That's incredible.
He paid the iron price for that.
He really did, yeah.
Former priest, he
The
says.
sins.
It all makes sense.
Alrighty, 6832 with Kip. Target vows to smite those who take his name in vain. Good.
No one better mock my name, Jolly. We're getting sick. Right?
Oh my god. All within 50 yards, which includes everyone in the party, are drenched with olive oil.
So now, like, all the abominations are like greasy and slipping.
Greasy, slippery, and on fire.
And burning them.
They are on fire.
They're on fire as this, the oil just kind of
goes up.
Yeah, the ring just goes up in a huge flame.
And Carrington, right?
We'll see.
Oh, I think we should roll a D2 on this one.
Yeah.
So, Kip and Sloan, are you guys using your kind of actions to like run to the front door?
Yeah. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my little pet snake and whisper something to it and lay it on the floor. And basically, it's going to slither into the main room and basically try to make itself noticeable for Lou. And then basically, then he's going to lead Lou to where we are. Okay, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Other than that, I'm getting the fudge out.
All right.
with Jolly, yeah.
Respect that. Can respect that. Okay, so there we go. Let's see. That is Sloane's turn, and that takes it. Sloane and Kip kind of. So Pierce, you feel something inside of you. The voice, all too familiar. Thoughts destroyed, but still somewhat dormant, lying there. The voice of the wizard in your mind, the mucus infection. I'm not done with you yet, Pierce. And you sense your consciousness, though you have no bones in your body, you are being pulled like a marionette upwards to your feet. And you see the flame in front of you. Your body filled with this mucus, which you know burns red hot. The Necronomicon in front, Carrington there as well. A flame has gone up there. You see Carrington kind of vying away from the flames. His hands and arms are burnt away, and his skin is on fire, but he's still standing there. The Necronomicon still in his grasp. And, Pierce, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to just look at Dr. Carrington and just kind of gurgle out, some words that maybe only he can hear. I don't know, but just be like, "You broke your oath, Doctor, and there's a special place in hell for you. So here's a taste," and just stumble forward and fall into the ring of flames.
As this happens, Pierce's body juddering towards the flame, the ring of fire which Carrington has and the Necronomicon there. His body, upon impact, upon death, true death, thanks to his wild magic surge, explodes into a fireball. And the whole chamber erupts in flames, and everybody can roll me a dexterity check here as they are running, leaving out this ballroom to escape the huge inferno that is Dr. Pierce's body.
I'm gonna advantage that.
Me and Jolly too?
Yes.
That's,
Guys aren't out the door yet.
that's a
Oh.
difficult success.
Nice.
I'm gonna nat 20 that.
I'll allow it. We could play the game.
I'm gonna slide in the oil out the front door.
Nice. All right. And Sloan?
I do a hard success.
Nice. So, a huge fireball erupts as the group of you just dive out from this. Lou and Garen still on the Black Panther. Garen's body just slumped onto the Panther, but it's still heading onwards. And the group of you just jump out of the explosion like badasses in an action movie. As the others that are left in here are left just incinerated and blown as this whole place begins to come down from the force of this explosion. And Pierce is no more, but perhaps he saved you all with his last act. As Pierce, what are your last thoughts as you step into this, knowing what's going to happen?
He's just constant, like he's still kind of crazy, a little bit of crazy, but he just did no harm. I did no harm. did no harm. And as he slips into oblivion, that he did the best he could.
The rest of you escape from the scene of carnage and chaos, leaving behind the collapsing ballroom into sunny Dunwich, which is radiant and bright as others flee from the scene as well, fleeing from the horrors of the tentacles. You see around you this village that you're in, small town, truth be told. Lou still on the panther with Garen and Sloane, and Kip jumping out along with the golden Ferronier in your hands. Gabriel Chapman did not make it, his body incinerated in the blaze as he just burns up into a crispy corpse. And you're outside in Dunwich in the limbo.
As soon as Jolly would come to a stop, he's going to turn around and see everybody, see Garen in a bad way, and immediately do a head count. And because he didn't see anything that happened with the doc, he's going to look around and start screaming at Lou. Where's Doc?
Lou is
Lou.
sobbing. Because Lou saw everything, didn't she?
Yeah.
He's gone! The fireball in the oil, and he's scared, it's gone!
And for a second upon hearing that, Jolly turns and starts back in towards the building. And when he sees it completely consumed in flames, he'll stop. And for the first time, his large shoulders slump a bit as he readjusts the hobo pack, carrying the Ferronier with his bat, and goes over to Garen. He takes the hobo's pack off with the Ferronier and sets it on the ground beside him. And he takes his bat and he looks at it for a second as the symbols are going up it. And he says, "Yeah, I know." And he drops the bat on Garen. I'd like to give him one of my D10s of healing, please.
Nice. I'll allow it.
Lou is just a sobbing mess.
Take that massive 2 hit points there, preacher.
So,
That's all I could.
yeah, the energy from the bat transfers itself down into Garen's body, and the dissolved bones, some of them, refuse, not all of them. And Garen is in a state of life or unlife, it's difficult to tell. And he is very ghoulish in appearance. His skin has turned, as the energy transfers itself down to the bat, his skin turns a almost dark greenish pallid color of someone that's been dead for a very long time. And the gifts of the bats are clearly not without their own sacrifice. Garen, as you come back to some sense of consciousness out from the blaze, as there's still screams coming from behind you, you're going to come round and you find yourself on the back of this dying panther, which, by the way, has fallen down onto its all fours right now, an animal unable to hold on to the weight of the two of you anymore. And you feel your bones are almost loose. They're not fully fused. They are, not really fully calcified. They are limp. You can move, but you're a sack of flesh with some semblance of a bone structure holding you together.
Garen sort of tries to stand up, not realizing exactly what's going on.
Who's gonna try to keep him from not standing? Should've wanted to hurt himself.
And his face will kind of lean back, and he'll stare up at Lou with a real confused look in his eyes. What did we did we get the Ferronier? Did we get it?
We didn't get the book. We didn't get no book at all. Is that what the Fahrenheit? What was it?
Fahrenheit can make it all better. Can get us home.
I hope so. You need some rest. You're not that you need to drink lots of glasses of milk.
Oh. I don't feel thirsty at the moment.
Well, when you do, you should drink milk, and like only milk, because your bones are a little brittle right now.
All right, Lou. I'll do what you say.
Okay.
And he sort of starts to drift off.
Yeah, she's kind of just cradling him.
Jolly's making a beeline over for Sloan. Shit's coming apart, Sloan.
Yes. We have what we came for, yet no idea how to use it.
Yeah, that's the thing. There ain't no way I'm gonna be able to figure this out. But back in the police precinct, Squire told me, the wizard or one of them fucking Whateleys, they could bring him back. And if it's the same sumbitch that was inside the Doc's skull, and the wizard, he was just made out of moss and shit. He didn't have anything left. You think we can bring back Doc? Maybe fix the preacher here?
So I'm gonna take a deep breath, and I believe the doctor is gone. And whatever we bring back will be worse than dying. However,
How do you know that, though, Sloan? Then you can see that Jolly's getting upset. Not rational, he's just upset. You don't have any idea knowing that. You think the Doc wouldn't do everything he fucking could if it was you laying in there burning up?
I think he would, yes.
Well,
However, would you class that whatever wizard was as living?
no, but Wizard said that fucking thing right there, that Fahrenheit, could bring him back. Now, the wizard wouldn't want to come back if it was as some type of mindless shit. He already apparently had power. He want to come back as he was, he kept saying to me.
I guess it is possible then, perhaps.
Okay, see? I like this, Sloan, where I say something and make a suggestion, and you have a touch of optimism. It's comforting to me in this time that I am not feeling comforted. Where should we do this? How do you figure this out? Do you stick it in your mouth? What do we do?
I do not believe we should jump rashly into such a powerful artifact. I need time. I need books, and I need knowledge.
Does Lou hear this conversation going on? I know Jolly's not being quiet.
Sloan will look at Garen and then look at Jolly and go, there might be something I can do for
Okay.
a good priest there.
You probably hear this, by the way, Lou.
Maybe regain some mobility. Perhaps not as good as it once was, but better.
Okay.
And he'll walk on over and, settle down and put his staff and have the snake basically just wrap around him, around his neck, and turn to Lou and say, there are side effects to me doing this. It would leave me in a very vulnerable position. I hope you will not judge me too much. Please, if you're also very quiet, Lou, very quiet.
Are you gonna fix him?
I will try to. And Sloan will kind of indicate to give him some room.
Mm-hmm.
And he will just sit down, kneel down beside him and basically stroke his Garen's face, and then go down to his chest and kind of almost do he'll undo his top and everything, so it's a bare chest, and he'll almost do like symbols into his skin, and he basically chants like a known language, like and I'm gonna use. I've been holding this. Very early on, like possibly the first episode, I got a power that heals for full damage, but I lose sanity and all my gear.
Nice.
So I'm going to use all that to fully heal him, but I will be buck naked. I did say I would be left exposed. But...
So you can heal his body at the cost of sanity and your equipment, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
By the way, does my snake class as equipment?
He's a pet.
He's a pet.
We'll see.
Pet, Will.
He's a sentient being.
We're gonna need a D2 on that.
Now, let's see.
What if
First of all, roll me a D10.
A D10.
Sorry,
It says
sorry, a D20.
20? Oh, shit.
Don't roll a 20.
Can I just, like... Can I...
No.
Oh, no. 9.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Not that bad.
It's still pretty bad.
Comparatively.
Now double it.
Now triple it. Yeah. Now you lose 9 points of sanity as this happens, and you guys watch as his chanting begins to.
I was gonna say Lou is decidedly not gonna watch because if it goes wrong, she doesn't want to be.
Okay. So you certainly hear him chanting at the very least, and Sloane places hands upon Garen's chest, and a dark light, pushes itself out from Sloane's hands and into Garen's body, and fuses bone and flesh back together, knits them, calcifies those bones until they are hardened and strong, and Garen's flesh still has a tinge of light green to it, but you see the blood begin to flow fully around the chest. It doesn't look like he's like bruised all over anymore. He doesn't look like a undead abomination. He's starting to look far more human. And as this happens, everything just like sloughs off from Sloane. Everything he's wearing just begins to bubble and melt away, as he kind of... It's like everything that was melted away in Garen's bones, now Sloane is sacrificing off himself instead, and all of everything just melts away from him, and you watch Sloane as Bishop Amadeus III, of his name, just melts and sinks into a puddle on the ground, along with all of your clothing and items, including your laudanum. But Garen, you are healed.
Garen starts, and this time with a much more energy. And he stares up at Sloane now, and he watches this happen, confused but feeling almost like he's been jolted with adrenaline. His hand shaking a little bit, and he grabs Sloane by the shoulders, and he says, Sloane, what's happening? What's happening to your snake? And he pulls back as he sees things start to melt.
Sloane's kind of just looking almost like directly through him and non-responsive. He's just...
Sloane, he'll kind of like grab him by the side of the head and try to like just give him a little bit of a shake. Sloane, are you in there?
He's still non-responsive.
Lou, Jolly, Alan.
Lou is she probably went over because she didn't want to see if something bad happened. She probably went over to Jolly and just kind of like hugged him.
He's okay, Lou. He's all right.
She's gonna
Karen.
turn around and run over, and if he looks well enough, she's gonna like tackle hug Garen and be like, "Oh my God, Sloane's naked!"
He'll take the hit from the tackle.
Probably
he'll
lose. Okay.
lose his hand on Sloane, and he'll say, "Lou, what's going on? I can't."
In our life, you turned into a puddle, and you melted, and it was the worst thing. And then the dog, he died, and he turned into a puddle. But then, like, the green stuff started coming out of him, and he got back up, and then he walked into the fire, and then everything was coated in olive oil, and he walked in, and he sacrificed, and it was a big boom, and then he killed the other guy, and the thing fell down, and we got out, and then Yeah.
Carrington.
Yeah.
Is he dead? Is Carrington?
I think so. It was a really big explosion that the doc somehow caused.
Did we get the Ferrier?
Yeah, we got it.
Yes. Okay. Not the book. It was a big fireball. You were doing poorly, so I turned the panther away because I didn't think he just looked annoyed and not hurt, and I didn't want you to die. Then you kind of melted, and yeah, it's bad. It's really bad.
He'll look behind him. Is the building still burning? Can we still see it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's still going. The thing's falling down and burning. The blaze in there is hot.
And there's nobody like Terminator style coming out of the flames, right?
Not right now, no.
Okay.
If you wait around a little longer, I mean, you could wait and see. But...
We should. My experience with arson is if you burn a building down, you should probably vacate the premises soon. And you're not a puddle anymore, so we should probably get Sloan some clothes and leave. And Sloan.
Yeah, interestingly enough, you do hear like sirens going, like police sirens and ambulance.
We should go.
Sloan, yeah, let's get Sloan, and we should get out of here. If we have the Ferrier, then we can bring Alan back. We can bring him back.
That's what I'm saying.
I have some spare everything clothes in my thing. I just like throw a skirt on Sloan or something. I don't know.
Panther, you come along now too. Panther didn't make it.
The panther isn't dead, but it is dying.
Okay. Can I like try to help the panther out?
Yeah, you try and
Live, panther,
pull
live.
it to its feet, but it is, it's kind of falling asleep, as it were. Like it's running out of energy. It kind of looks towards its master, Garen, kind of those big kind of puppy eyes, and it can't move anymore.
I'll pet it with its little big panther head.
Garen will lean over and give it just like a gentle, like owner to pet kiss on the forehead, and he'll say, "Praise be to God. Praise be to God. God is mercy." And he'll turn and try to like help up Sloan if Sloan's still kind of dazed. And say to Jolly, "Do you know anything about these places? Where should we go?"
Someplace that ain't here, man.
All right.
Get away from the building. We don't know what the fuck's still in there.
Let's find us whatever looks the most abandoned. Because we don't know where we are, who these people are, if they are people. Let's go.
All right, you guys gonna head out from this place. Also, thanks to the two for that donation, my friend. I'm just gonna hold that one for a minute here, but thank you. So,
Can I use my action as we're running away to do a D10 of healing?
yeah, I'll allow.
Okay, cool. I can get around my cat.
Okay, so you guys head out, and you hear the sirens. You see the cars of police and ambulance crews like coming up towards the blaze. Fire ambulance as well coming up to kind of fight the blaze. It looks as though this place is a normal functioning town. Perhaps it has way quicker and way bigger fire brigade and police force that you would expect of what you've heard of Dunwich, which is kind of like a bit of a backwater place. But it certainly looks like the people are going, you guys can watch from the hedgerows or whatever, as they go up to fight the blaze. They do seem genuinely interested in helping. So for all intents and purposes, it looks like this place is functioning as a normal society, and it seemed like it did as well until everything went, fucking crazy up in there. Dunwich itself, it's like there's one beautiful radiant sun in the sky. It seems like it's been midday for the past couple of hours. The sun is like right high in the sky, and everything around looks pretty lush and verdant. Definitely no sign of the the strange vines or weeds that you saw before. No sign of the infection. And Garen as well will notice that he doesn't seem to have that same infection that he used to after he's been healed by Sloan. The rest of you guys still have, if you were infected, you still have an infection, but Garen seems to have been kind of deep cleaned, if you will, by Sloan. When you look to the outskirts of Dunwich, you notice that everything seems really blurry. as though someone has painted this thing with watercolors and just blurred out, kind of muddied and moved their thumb over the water on the edge of this painting, so that it becomes blurred. And you're looking at it, it becomes very difficult to look at, almost like a heat haze or like a mirage effect on the outskirts of all of this village. Which also seems like one of the oddities about it as well. There also seems like there's next to no wildlife in this place. It's very stagnant. It's very still. It's like a curated garden like Dr. Aurelia Smith had in her greenhouse. It's like this place has been placed here, and isn't really alive. You look at the plant life as well. If you were to like pull up a root or something like that, you pull it out and the root doesn't have any like tendrils to it. It doesn't have any connections to it. It's just you pull the plant out as though it's like a plastic plant. I mean, you look at it and you can feel it. You can see that it's a real plant. But there are small little details about this place which seem odd to you as you move through Dunwich itself. A lot of chaos and pandemonium around the blaze just outside of the town from the ballroom auction house. But there are people walking around. A lot of them seem to be, like looking out from their house windows and staring up at the fire, or bringing children in from the blaze to get them away and inside and safe. You walk past a big, long schoolhouse, and the children in there all being kind of like evacuated out, and they're kind of like in their classroom lines, when they're calling out for a registration. You walk past, there are inns and places to stay and houses around here. It doesn't look as though any of these houses seem particularly abandoned. From what you've heard of descriptions of Dunwich, you wouldn't think you're in Dunwich right now. Whereabouts would you guys like to stay? There's also a general store as well that you'd notice on your way along.
Well, as vice president of the Underbridge Association, I would like to use my hobo senses to find a nice little hidey space for us.
Will, is the Sloan estate, the Squire Sloan estate, inside the Dunwich city limits? Inside the door?
Yes. You will spot it on the horizon. It looks similarly blurry as well. It looks like it's in the mirage or in the haze. Lou, roll me a quick... I'm trying to think if you got this information. I think you probably did. Roll me an idea roll as you're thinking of finding a nice, quiet place.
That's a success.
Nice. You know that someone who was a friend...
was it, what's her face? Let's see, I have
Cassandra, one of the believers.
Mm-hmm. It was like an A name or something.
His name is Joe Osborne.
There's a dude and a chick.
Yeah, there's a Joe Osborne who runs the local general store here, which you can actually see in front of you, who's supposedly a believer.
Oh, the other one's Virginia Adams.
Yes, the last one
is...
sight. Yes, Virginia Adams, who supposedly has some kind of sight. You know these people to exist in Dunwich. Whether or not they exist here...
In this Dunwich, yeah.
You don't know. But maybe Cassandra was trying to tell you something. You can also just find a really quiet hidey hole if you'd like to just hole up in a street for now.
She'll mention Joe and Victoria, but we're not looking super great. We need a place to lay low. We can either lay low at the store, or perhaps I could always find us someplace like a little niche to hide in. We need to go somewhere secure.
I think maybe maybe a room at a local establishment where we can be private. I don't know these believers. I don't know if we can trust them, especially not this version of them.
I don't know if going to an inn is any safer, because they'll be like, oh yeah, we saw 4 people coming this way. It looked like this.
That's true. Well, I don't know.
Take a risk on the believers, or lay low, I think.
Jolly, you have the Golden Fernier on you. Did Sloan, and he checks, kind of like gives Sloan a little shake. Is Sloan still...
You'll see Sloane still staring, but you can almost see his right hand frantically going where his pocket once was, and it's getting faster and faster, more frantic.
Can I give him I have a whole bottle of liquor. Can I give him some of that? Like, maybe that would help him?
Sure.
Alcohol is a definite coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Or so I've heard.
You wanna... Sloane, are you just gonna down this thing?
He is unlikely to be able to even grab it.
I'd probably let's just put a little in the hatch then, shall we? That might help. I'll give him like a double.
Sure.
Okay.
It doesn't have an immediate effect, but, Sloane will start to, feel a little bit of a buzz sooner, I guess. And the one thing that you would feel, Sloane, after a while, was that there's a general dullness to everything. Which you can roleplay as you see fit. So you guys are in the back alley right now. There are taverns and inns to stay in. You don't spot an abandoned house right now. There are some farmsteads which are on the closer towards the Blur Mirage in the fields, which are a little bit out of the town itself.
So in this alley we're in, perchance, do we see anything? Look, what's the word I'm looking for? When you write on the walls, graffiti. That says, look, Jimbo the Spanker was here, because I'm really interested. That's a big, bold name in my notes.
Roll me a luck roll.
Okay. That's an extreme.
Oh my god.
You can find me here.
Yeah, he's left his number on the cubicle. Yeah, there is some graffiti, which is, like a big, like J for Jimbo. And
Jimbo
then,
the Spanker comes here.
Yeah, Jimbo the Spanker comes here. Big J and then a big S, JS. And there is like a little alley. It looks like he's marked out his territory, and you kind of peek down it, which is one of the only dark alleys in this place. And down the end, you can spot a hobo, who's just like wrapped up in a sleeping bag, basically.
All right, I'll go into full hobo mode. I scrape up some dirt and stuff.
I'll go full hobo.
And I'll smear it. I smear it on, and I'm like, all right, guys, remember Jimbo the Spank? I think I found him. So, I'll just get, a little bit more, mussed up, and it'll be perfect. We'll blend right in, and, Tommy's dead. He should be friendly, right? We can hide with him.
Oh,
if
yeah.
not, I'll just spank him. That's what he likes or something.
As long as it's him, and he that's not what he likes to do to to us.
We'll find out.
He's in Jimbo the Spanky.
Hey, don't shame anybody here, Doc, or preacher. We can't be pointing fingers.
All right, so Lou, you head towards the form that you think is.
I'm all hoboed up.
Yeah, absolutely. He looks like he's asleep right now. He's loud snore and there's a bottle of alcohol next to him.
Okay. Does he look armed? Dangerous?
Not that you can tell, no.
Okay. I'll have, Shanky, at hand, just in case. And I'll be like, knock on, if there's, a dumpster or something, be like, dung, dung, dung. Place! It's Jimbo's place. Jimbo Spanker.
He looks up. Who's asking? Who's asking after Jimbo the Spanker?
Look, Pick Lou is who?
You one of them?
I'm a rightful queen of Arkham's cardboard town is all.
Roll me a persuade or a fast talk. Fast talk.
I'll roll a fast talk. That's a success.
He's got a little cap on, and he's like, kind of straightens himself up a little. Your Majesty, takes it off, and just bows in front of you. Well, kind of ducks his head in front of you. How can I be of service?
Oh, is this you are Jimbo? Yeah.
Aye, Jimbo the Spanker at your service, man.
All right. I'm gonna
they call me
try
Spanky for short.
Spanky, all right. Mind if I just called you Spanky? You can call me Lou for short. I feel like we can be on friendly terms here, be fellow hobos,
Right well.
Alright, I've got some friends of mine, and we was just looking for a nice little place to crash for a bit. You mind if we, just share this alley for a bit?
Your Majesty, you're in the wrong place if you're looking for a nice, quiet place to rest. I don't know where we are exactly, but this ain't the Dunwich I know.
It's not.
Not the Dunwich I grew up in, no, ma'am. That place was a fetid rat hole, but this one's even worse.
Oh, really? Could you tell me more? Here, and I'll pull out my bottle and I'll pour him, I'll pull up his a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely loosens his tongue. Takes a big gulp. Well, the people around here aren't exactly folks you'd want to get to know, if you know what I mean. At night, when it gets dark, for an hour or so, true forms are shown. And the moonlight. They look like normal folk and go about their lives and days like they're normal folks, and then at night they go onto the hills, onto the moors, chanting strange tongues, talking. Weird cries that I hear late at night, like a siren song calling me home. They're not calling me home, they're calling the thing that lives here. Praying to it, they are. Worshipping it at night, sacrificing their own kind, their own limbs off. I saw him once. Almost caught me, they did, but then I ran off back to my spank hole. Twa'n't a nice sight, man. I think it almost broke something in here, in my old noggin.
Oh, I bet. What'd it look like?
Strange. All of them gathered round there, circles on the hills, the highest peaks that they could find, chanting to the master. Something that lives below, I heard a name. Abhoth. And the one that they see as their leader in these parts, the one who lives in the house, mansion, out there on the moors. At night, it's when it's clear. The rest of the time, it's blurred and hidden away. Impossible to see or impossible to reach, trust me. I've tried to get out of this place. Now I just hide and steal what I can from Joe and take what he gives me as well. Osborne's his name. Runs
Joe
a general
Osborne.
store.
So he's a decent fellow, kind of like Stinky Joe, the fishmonger down in Arkham.
Yes, that's the one.
Right.
He's a good lad. The only one I can trust around here. I see him in the day when I think I can sneak away from the others, steal a bottle of booze and drink away my days, but I've been asking him to give me a gun. Truth be told, ma'am, I've been thinking about ending it all. Blowing out my brains here in this dark corner of the earth.
Well, I'll give you one good reason you can't do that.
Or
at least you shouldn't. You've got, of Tommy? Back in Arkham.
His eyes lighten up. Tommy, you've been there. Seen him?
Of course. He misses you something terrible. He asked me to come find you, actually.
Given up on the lad. I'd given up on ever getting back there. You know a way back?
See, that's what me and my friends are trying to do. We're trying to get back, fix everything, get this weird stuff out of the way.
Yeah. When you enter into the haze, it just turns you around. And walks you back right in. There's no way out. I've tried. Every day I've tried. Get back to me, boy. But that's all I can do to stay alive here and keep my sanity. Just hide myself away from the chants and the calls. Every night I hear the keens and the wails. Drives me a little bit mad more each night, I think.
Hopefully you won't have to hear it much longer. Stay strong. Tommy misses you something fierce, and be good to get back to him. We're gonna try to fix all this crazy stuff, so we can keep our sanity.
I think Joe knows something more than he's been telling me.
Whenever
I try and talk to him about it, he just gets a faraway look.
Alright, well, I've got some friends with me, and she's gonna kind of give a little low whistle, and I think we will have a talk with Joe if it's alright with you. Do you know any luck? Because we don't want to draw much attention to ourselves, since apparently these guys are all crazy. He said any back alley routes we can take. I'm not super familiar with Dunwich.
If you head back around here, He kind of points to one of the side alleys from here. That'll lead you right to the backyard of Joe's place.
All right. Thank you much, Jimbo. Jimbo, this is everyone. This is Jimbo, Spanker. Tommy's dead.
Spanky, please.
Hey, Spanky.
It's Jolly.
Jolly.
Good name.
Thank
This-
you. So Spanky.
Mr. Spanky, good to meet you. Thank you for the help. Father, okay, and yeah.
He's my boyfriend.
He's the one, Mr. Man. They never printed. He kind of nods and doffs his cap towards you all. Well, you best be getting on your way. It's close to nightfall. Changes in
Is
no
it?
time.
Well, thank you. Stay hidden, stay safe. We'll rendezvous back with you if you hear anything.
He nods fervently.
All right. But he gets his phone and stuff from Joe. And he thinks Joe knows something about all this stuff. Did you catch all that? That he was not. We're talking about. Okay, good. I know you're just around the corner. So we should go talk to Joe, see what we can figure out. He's hiding.
Oh, all right. Now, did he say is Joe turn into one of these creatures at night too?
Spanky.
Spanky.
No. No, I don't.
Thanks. Cool.
All right, that makes me feel better about this Joe fella then.
All right, so we head off to Joe Osborne's store. Back route courtesy of Spanky.
Alrighty. You head down this little dark alley, and you find yourselves there, and you're basically in his backyard, and you see that he's got a pretty simple looking backyard. The gate is kind of partly open. There are a bunch of broken and disused bottles in the back, and like crates of supplies and stuff as well. There's a door, a wooden door, pretty simple, and it does have like a knocker on it.
Yeah, I'll give a little knock. No.
You wait a few moments, and you see a man open the door. Presumably Joe. He is in his 40s or so, fairly haggard looking, short, salt and pepper beard, and he's kind of got his big jumper on it. He's got rolled up at the moment, and he looks like kind of an outdoorsy kind of guy. He looks surprised to see you. He's like, "Excuse me, sorry, I wasn't expecting you. Normally, everyone comes around the front."
Normally it's just Jimbo coming back here. Spanky.
Yeah, how'd you know that?
I just spoke with him. You see, I'm the queen of Arkham's cardboard town, and it's my duty to check on any missing subjects. He's fine. He's good. Thanks for taking care of him or helping. Well, also, I believe we know a friend of yours back in Arkham.
Oh, who might that be?
She looks like for approval to the rest of the group before continuing. Cassandra.
You best come inside then.
All right. Thank you.
Close the door behind you. Lock it if you can.
Of course.
Thank you.
Can I lock a door? I lock the door.
All right. He lets you into his general store. You see he's like a newsagent's or like an offie basically. And she kind of sits behind the counter and takes a seat there and looks at the rest of you guys. The door, in fact, before he does it, he goes and locks the front door so no one else comes in, and he closes the shutters. So, may I ask your names?
Yeah. My name's Lou.
I'm Father O'Kayan, Father Garen O'Kayan.
Jolly.
This is Sloan. He's
You look for Sloan and he's not there.
What?
Jolly. Did you have Sloan?
I didn't know it was my turn to watch him.
I was talking to Jimbo.
Did you see a fellow with us, real like glassy-eyed when we were outside at the door?
No.
Shit.
I'll find him. Just Charlie goes back outside and retraces their steps to Spanky's spank wall.
Spank hole.
Spank hole.
The spank
You
hole.
would like it to be known. Absolutely. So you stay with Joe and says, I best hope he finds him. Not a good place to get caught out. Place like Dunwich. So what did Cassandra tell you? What does she want?
Well, she told us to talk with you about stuff going on in the valley, the fungus, all sorts of terrible things that have been happening. We're investigating that and trying to help. And we got here, but it's not the Dunwich we expected to get to.
I see. Well,
honestly,
I don't exactly get a lot of news from Cassandra. The only point of contact that we had was Virginia, and I can't really go out and see her at the moment. And well, last I heard that Cassandra lost all contact. How bad is the infection getting in the real world?
well,
It's pretty bad.
you said it's about sunset, right?
Yeah.
That means Lou's gonna puke up a shit ton of fungus.
Nice.
How bad's the infection? I will buy it. And she's like, if there's a
Shit.
bucket, she's just gonna go and Larry and hold like his little toilet for Larry, and they're both gonna puke up fungus.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on. A lot of that.
You you see Joe's face just darkens and he looks visibly distressed. Not necessarily just at the fact that she's vomited, but that it clearly is so bad. He says, okay, so let me give you the rundown here. I'm one of the believers. There's me and Virginia left. Cassandra's probably dead at this point. It's that bad where you are. It's only going to spread. The creature that lives here, Abhoff, it wants to bring more than just Dunwich into its realm. It wants to bring Arkham too, and, well, as much as it can take this whole world, eventually. But, it needed someone. It needs someone to do that. It needs someone of great power, or an item of great power to do such a thing.
What sort of item? Do you have one that you're aware of that would qualify?
The Golden Ferronnier is the key to the puzzle. But
Now, certainly, the Golden Ferronnier by itself is just an object. It must require some sort of
that's right.
key master, so to speak.
Indeed, the lock to that puzzle is the Book of the Damned, the Necronomicon. Without which they won't be able to do too much. But with one of those items, that's enough to bring this place down into a whole world of hell. I've been undercover, trying to stop Squire Whately, who's working against it.
Yeah, we've heard about him. He's not very nice.
All these people here are abominations that Abhoff has brought down and had here long enough to turn insane and turn into his own creatures. Squire Whately is his chosen servant on this plane.
That's great.
I see from the look in your eyes that you know of him.
Well, I've heard a thing or two. I've not met him, but I've heard really nasty, terrible things.
Must not be allowed to have the Necronomicon or the Golden Ferronnier. Either would be disastrous. Both would mean the end of... well,
It'd be very bad if he had either or both.
it would mean the end if he had
Yep.
both. If he had one, then he has powers over this realm and our own. Power to
Yep.
manipulate and warp it to his own desires. I'm sensing that you've got bad news for me.
What? I mean, did you know that the building in the center of town was burned down? That seemed like a bad thing.
Yeah, you know anything about that building, sir? Its proprietor or its history?
He shakes his head kind of grimly, sucks on his teeth. Chapman, he's one of them. Maybe he was once a good man for all I know, but That place is damned.
Well, I guess it's a good thing it burned down to the ground then. Or was burning. I don't know how the firefighter teams are doing.
It's what's below the earth that worries me most.
Oh.
What's below the earth?
Below this place is a creature.
So, in your research, have you found a way out of this realm? Let's say that we were to locate the two objects that we need to keep away from Squire Whately and this demon. Do you know how we can get them away from Dunwich, from this place?
I have a way to get us out of here if we had both of them.
But we need both of them, eh?
You'd need both of them. And, well, getting one of them back if it's in his hands is gonna be difficult, but I think I have an idea.
Oh, ideas are great. I love ideas. I have them all the time.
At this point,
She has a lot of great ideas.
he nods as if he believes you. At this point, we're gonna cut, not back to Sloane, not to Jolly, but to a burning building.
Okay.
And fractured, fallen, this terrible shell of a place. There is a set of boots which crunch on through the ash and through the wood, and over pools of blood and flesh which have been melted in there. A wrinkly hand goes into one of these piles and furrows around in there until it retrieves, finding what it's looking for, and brings out the Book of the Damned, bringing out the Necronomicon, and brushes away the ash from it. And the camera pans up and we see the face of Squire Whately looking down with a dark grimace and smile. Excellent. And he looks down to a burnt shell of a body on the ground. My work with you, Doctor, is not yet finished. And that's what we're going to end tonight's session of Call of Cthulhu. The Nameless Horrors, my friends. Yes, it is. Well, that was a episode. That happened. Wow. We're just over, well, that's episode 9, and we got 7 more episodes to go, so we're in the second half of our series. We went through the midway point, and that was a big change in the scenery and the pace of the campaign, and we reached to a climax moment. We're going to come back down, we're going to build it all the way back up again for our season finale, but that was fun. If you guys enjoyed the show, which I think you did, we got wowzers, yay! First you kill the doctor, now you can't leave him in peace. Which doctor was he talking about? I don't know.
No, in Pierce's.
In Pierce's, yeah.
Oh, very good. Amazing, that was amazingly good. Where are the dice coming from? Coming from England and from our sponsors, tanddice.co.uk. Let's go around the cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? And of course, if you guys enjoy the show, hit the follow button, join us, and stick around because we've got another show starting immediately here in a few minutes' time. Sands of Zahir, so stick around for that. But let's start with Sloane today. Sloane, who is lost to us. What do you think of tonight's session, my friend?
You were right. It was very different than what we normally at like a session is. It was very frantic from the very beginning, and we got our asses kicked, like really, really bad. One died right out. Well, we hope, and we almost lost another one. We're battered, we're wounded, and we got to dust ourselves down and get going again.
You got Aurelia, though. That's one good thing.
That's true.
You got Aurelia. True. Maybe you got Carrington.
Yeah, we got quite a few actually. In all fairness, it was the last final fuck you from the doctor.
Yeah.
Do no harm, and he blows up a building. So it was amazing. Again at the end. Every time I finish this, I feel that I just need more. I think, damn it, I got to wait an entire week to do this again. This is bull. This is absolute bull. But yeah, fantastic, and I honestly can't wait to see where this goes. With not only with the story, but with all the characters and everything like that. It's fantastic. Myself, my name's Redundant UK. You can find me on Twitch. I do Twitch streams and all that jazz. And you can also find me on Twitter, Redundant_UK. You can also find me in the Encounter Roleplay chat most of the time, just chilling there.
Amazing stuff. Don.
I'm my head's swimming pretty hard. That was really intense. It felt like the culmination of the story, and the fact that it's only halfway there is kind of just blowing my mind. I love Wednesdays. This story and this group of people got me back into playing characters, and I'm having such a great time. Chat was amazing today. Thank you, Tom, for sacrificing your clothes and your snake. Really taking one for Garen. I'm sorry for the cosmic worms. And I can't wait for next week. In the meantime, at Jonathan Fry on Twitter, I'll share comic books that I create, stuff that I write, podcasts, everything.
Great stuff. And Greg.
Oh man, it is another Wednesday afternoon from 1 to 4 Eastern, and this is where it's at with Nameless Horrors on Encounter Roleplay. Before I forget, drinks tonight for fucking Strider, Isreaver, Treepelt, and Latu for all the help that you guys gave us. Chat is always there to help with the story, and it's been especially amazing in this season how on point everything has been. We got our lockpick back, but we lost the dock. I'm holding out hope that Ferrier has something left that it can help with, or maybe Squire. Like somebody in chat said, which dock is Squire talking to? There's a couple of them burned up in there. Mm-hmm. So we got to see what's going on, but I love it. Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. See me here Monday nights, Reign of Terror, where we're doing our own little eating people's feet and shit like that. Also on Saturday nights, Learn by Play on the D&D channel from 6 to 9 Eastern, and on my own channel, Grimjack21502 on Sundays from 7 to 9, doing some Pulp Cthulhu, punching Nazis, having fun. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cultists of all ages, this is where it's at, 1 to 4 Eastern. See you next week.
Great stuff, as always, Greg. Lindy, great to have you back with us tonight. What was it like coming back?
Hyperventilating is breathing, right? Because that's how I breathe pretty much this entire session. I'm really glad the mute button exists. Also, if it hadn't been for this past 2-week absence, I'm pretty sure the neighbors would think someone just gets murdered there every Wednesday afternoon. Because I get so into it, I can't help. I react very emotionally. But this was amazing. It was definitely, it's like, hope you didn't forget about Cthulhu, because here it is! And I loved it. It was awesome. I teared up. Pierce, that was an amazing, amazing way to end. Just as a final, like, you broke the doctor's oath. Oh, it's just so good. And Dawn, you died, but then you didn't die. Lewis had a very traumatic day. It started off great, and it's pretty shitty. But I'm also really excited we met Jimbo the Spanker. I've been waiting weeks to meet him. It's bolded in my notes.
Was he everything you hoped he would be?
Yes. Oh, he was phenomenal. Loved him. Even better than I'd hoped. But you can find me online at LaughLoveLindy, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I stream Dungeons and Dragons, video games, cosplay stuff. We stream a video games tonight, tomorrow, birthday stuff. Woo! And yeah. Also Pulp Cthulhu on Sundays with this guy. And Tomes and Tentacles podcast, which is released every Tuesday. That's super awesome.
Great stuff. Yeah, new episode went out last night. Highly recommend you take a listen as we enter to Carcosa. Great stuff. And the man of the hour, Pruitt, what do you think, my man?
Well, if you're gonna go out in a blaze of glory, right?
Right.
And so, if you could be the guy to hold the door while everybody gets out, well, then you should take that chance, because you will be remembered. And so, whether or not the doc is truly gone, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I was prepared today. I went ahead and wore my MASH goodbye, farewell, and amen shirt. So I was prepped. I was ready for it, and it was absolutely epic. God, I love this game so much, and these people are absolutely amazing to RP with. And you son of a bitch, you sexy bastard, always putting us through hell. I love it. And so, you know, you can find me over at Twitter, JPrew Inc. Also hit up at WebDM Show. I play with you on Wednesday night at Saber Dice. I think we're off tonight, right?
We are?
Yes.
Oh shit, are we? Okay, cool.
I need to ask him about
Jim's
that.
Jim's away, maybe.
Yeah.
If
I
we
can't
are,
remember.
my girlfriend's gonna love me.
Anyway, I'm not sure on that. We need to check on that. So
we'll
anyway,
keep you updated on
so stay tuned to WebDM. We got some big announcements coming up very soon. So just gonna tease that one.
Tease it
time.
out, just a little.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just tease it.
Just a side boob.
Yeah, and so anyway, yes, I love it. I can't wait to come back next week to see what form I get to inhabit. And until then, you know, may the dice ever roll in your favor. They didn't roll in mine.
Beautiful stuff. Well played, everybody, and a special farewell to Dr. Alan Pierce. Is this the last we've seen of him? Who knows? But certainly he did it till the last, and very fitting end. I'm only hoping that Pruitt will play Jimbo the Spanker next week. But we'll have to wait until then to see what Pruitt's got cooked up for us. But thank you guys for joining us for Call of Cthulhu. Stick around, stanzas are here, coming your way here in just a few moments' time. And until next time, try not to roll too many nat ones because we want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Farewell. Bye.